Welcome back to Following Lucha. We are the lore keepers of Lucha Underground, back here every week, keeping the lore. I'm JC. As always, I'm joined by my beautiful little co-host. Your name is?
What's up? I nut in Cheerios like honey nuts. It's me, Steven. What up?
What is up, Steven? That's such a great question that I've been meaning to ask you.
You know what was crazy, dude?
Yeah?
I had like a job interview the other day, right?
Yo, congrats.
And on my resume, I put down like a little thing and like, and, you know, I have a little section for like just
you put that
stuff
on your resume that you nut in Cheerios and breakfast
No,
cereal?
they call me Cheerios because I nut like honey, okay? But
that's still not any better to put on your resume.
But I put in my resume like just like a joke one, like, oh, I have 2 million views on TikTok, right?
Yo.
And then in my interview, I think like 40 minutes in, right? This girl who wasn't talking to me for like 20 minutes, she's like, actually, I have one more question. It has nothing to do with this, but you said you have 2 million views on TikTok. What exactly do you make? What's your channel called exactly? Like, if you don't mind answering.
Why?
And so I was like, I was stuck, right? I was stuck here, like, oh shoot, do I tell them I make TikToks about wrestling, or do I tell them the other thing about me editing videos for other people for money?
Definitely the latter.
I went with the latter. I was like, oh yeah, I've been editing videos since high school, and I don't really use any social medias like TikTok though, because I'm scared of my data being leaked, right? Because it was a cybersecurity and a job. I don't use TikTok. I don't.
You do.
I don't. If I use TikTok,
you
I
did
make
within
TikToks.
the year. Within the year,
Okay.
you use TikTok.
Yeah, and I used it when I opened the app, and then I closed it out. Boom.
Whoa,
10
you
gigabytes
used
of my
it when
data
you
gone.
opened the app?
It was
You're
crazy.
right, you barely
I was on it for like
even use
1 minute, and then I used like 10 gigabytes of my data. It's crazy.
Only use it when you open the app. Yeah, it's
crazy. The app turns on by itself in the background. It's stealing your information. It's so weird. But anyways,
I don't care.
Anyways,
I don't. What do they want with my information, Steven? Because they can do whatever they want with it.
Oh yeah, they also ask me what kind of content you edit for them. I'm like, oh, those Pokemon videos. Yeah, that was it.
Wow. Do you think?
And then I saw like a guy got beat up on the bus. That was pretty wrestling like. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, real life beating of a man.
Yeah, he had like Sonic socks on. He started like singing songs and like pissing his pants and shit. It's pretty dope.
Wow, Sonic is in the fast food franchise that sells beverages?
No, Sonic as in the character, the hedgehog from the Sega Genesis games. I know. I feel kind of bad though at the end, but like, I don't know.
Yeah,
on the bus,
like
yeah.
Big long snap explaining how this man got beat up on the bus you were on.
Oh yeah, I was really bored at Target, so I started sending you like this long story because I wasn't doing anything else at the time.
I figured
basically
it was
what
being
happened
sent to everyone.
No, it's just because you asked.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
But basically what happened, right, was this guy in the bus just started singing, right, like really loudly on the bus, just really obnoxious, like right. I had to be next to the guy for like 2 hours, by the way, or not 2 hours, just 1 hour, right? And so, he started like he had his drink out and he fucking spilled. I think he put it on the ground of the bus and it just spilled over, and my fucking backpack got soaked. I was so fucking pissed about that.
Was it like soda?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what it was. Could have been piss.
Like?
I don't know.
It probably
I don't
was
know what it smelled
piss,
like.
since I already know
Like,
the rest of the
legit.
story goes.
I
like,
know.
It's a great
and then like he started
piss.
like eating hot Cheetos and he spilled it everywhere. So like what he'll do is he'll eat a hot Cheeto, will fucking flick some at like a girl in front of me, right? So this girl's getting like fucking Cheetos just pecked at her, right? Like little fucking missile launchers.
Where are you? Where are you? You're on the bus.
I'm the seat right next to them, right? Like
you were like
in their row.
No
right? Like,
aisle between you. You are immediately next to them?
Yeah. Well, like 5 feet apart, because like this seat, right, and there's a seat right here. I'm on this seat, the one on the right.
So one seat in between you guys.
No, there's nothing between us. It was just dead air, because that's how you walk to your seat on buses. But
so there's an aisle in between you.
Yeah.
Okay, you said no a few seconds ago.
We're in the same row. We're in the same row.
Okay.
You're thinking like a movie theater. It's not a movie theater, dude. It's a bus. Okay.
No, I'm thinking like a fucking bus. What?
But anyways,
I've been on a bus before.
Anyways, where was I again? Oh yeah, So this guy just keeps fucking flinging food, right? He's spilling Cheetos, and the ones that fall on the fucking soaked floor, he'll pick up and just eat it, right? So it's always like this guy just either on something.
How many is he dropping?
I don't. It's a big bag of Cheetos. He's just fucking dropping shits everywhere.
To be clear, guys, if you're listening to this podcast, we warned you last week. We're not a wrestling podcast.
We're not.
So get used to it.
This is wrestling though. You know, this is real life wrestling. I always wanted to be like one of those like those like epic videos of like the girl at Waffle House.
Because I don't.
No. I was gonna say live stream fails, but I meant to say public freakout.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. But right. So we're at the next stop, right? So people leave, right? They had this guy for like an hour already in the bus. The bus driver's not doing anything about it, you know, because he's focusing on driving like a responsible man. He's not done anything
bad yet. He's just eating Cheetos.
Yeah, you know, besides like trashing the bus with his trash.
He's eating Cheetos, but maybe he has like a neurodegenerative disorder. Maybe like, he's losing.
That's what I assumed.
And
he was also on something, like obviously, you know. That's what I think. But so the next set of people come in, right? And they're like construction people. So they have like construction vests and shit. I guess they're just really tired from doing their day's work in the sun all day. And so like I think like 10 minutes pass and this dude walks up, right? He's in a construction vest, like, hey man, you're kind of like disturbing people on the bus. Could you like kind of down, man?
Because of his singing and Cheeto eating.
Yeah, and the Cheeto guy's like, just like, no, fuck you, bitch. I'll fucking do what I'll fucking beat the shit out of you, man. Right? Like, threatening the vest man immediately. And the vest man's like, dude, fuck you, dude. When you fucking leave the bus, I'll fucking follow your ass and beat the shit out of you, man. Okay, you better fucking watch out, right? And I'm just like, so like half my vision is on them, right? The other half is just me, just like fucking like, okay, I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm just gonna look forward. Right? It's like the corner of my eye, I just see them just arguing. And then I'm just dead panning, just looking straight forward on my seat. Just like, fuck, man.
Why aren't you watching?
Be here. I don't want to.
Weirdo.
Right? So then the other people start like arguing, like, hey, shut the fuck up, man. Like, right? And so the bus stops, right? This dude walks up, like, all right, I'm leaving. You're fucking cringe. And he starts packing his bags, right?
To be clear, new guy the bus stopped for a new, like, did it stop for a stop or did it stop because there's a commotion?
It stopped for a full stop. So someone like, you know, pulled the string, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. So I pulled at a stop. And so this guy leaves, like, I'm leaving, whatever. And so the cheerleading guy, he's like, hey, fuck you, man, okay? I think he called him, like, the N-word, too. Which is like, oh, okay. And so the guy's like, fuck you. And so he walks up. He fucking grabs the dude, the cheerleading dude, right? This new dude. He starts beating the shit, just starts whacking him, right? So this fucking cheerleader dude is like just getting wailed on, and then people in the bus like are just cheering like, yeah, fuck you, you deserve it, you little bitch. See what happens, you talk shit, right? This whole bus is just cheering about this poor like dude in Sonic socks getting the shit beat out of him.
Assault happening on the bus or off?
This is on the bus. This is on the bus, right?
Okay. You're still right there, staring ahead.
So once the guy got no offense in, right? Cheeto guy just could not get any punches in. Like he's like cowering in his fucking like on the floor, right? I think he's crying too. I don't remember that part. Or it's just my imagination. But again, I'm just trying to like not look at this. I'm just like dead eye in front of me. Like,
why aren't you watching, Steven? You're not gonna get dragged into it, okay?
My biggest regret was not recording it. I want to be honest with you.
You idiot! Why didn't you record?
I didn't think enough.
You could have told your next interview that you got 5 million views on TikTok.
Yeah. But the guy wasn't done yet, right? Guy walking on the bus, he's like, you know what? Fuck you, fuck your phone. He grabs the Cheeto guy's phone, right? And just flings it out of the bus on the sidewalk. And it just like shatters, right? That guy's phone. And at that point, it's like, oh, you know, it's kind of fucked up, man. Like I don't know about that one, man, you know?
Like, I get there was a slur thrown out there at one point, but to be clear, the man beating the clearly mentally ill guy who is out of his mind right now, the one beating him is not the one who was called the N-word, correct? This is a different person.
Yes. No. Okay. The first guy. That guy was called... No, okay, so vest guy, right? And there's a new guy. There's only 2 people so far, right? The one that got called the N-word was new guy, right? The one who's throwing the phone out. And so the bus driver stops the bus, like, hey, what the fuck is happening back there, man? And then I guess Vesca's like, hey, he's fucking trashing shit on the floor. And so the bus like, all right, everyone fucking leave, okay? We're gonna call the cops on you, okay? And so like the Cheeto guy goes back in his seat. He starts cowering, right? Just like fetal position, right? And so like vest guy comes up, just fucking sucker punching Cheeto dude, just like, yeah, I'll show you, fucking little bitch. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Okay. So to be
this?
clear, the mentally ill man has been beaten into submission by the new guy, and now the vest guy has come up to fulfill his promise from earlier.
Right.
Eventually beating him up, but vest guy waited,
fulfilling his wish. He waited for the ultimate moment.
When he was prone on the ground, cowering
and crying.
Great. Okay. It sounds like a great guy. Oh no, that's not it. I remember part of the story.
Oh yeah.
too.
Then I fist bumped the vest guy.
You thanked the man in the vest. That's fucked up.
No, I did it before he got beat. I did before he beat him up. What's it called?
That's not how you told it on Snapchat. So this whole time I was picturing you thanking him after you just beat a man who had no chance.
Hey man, thanks for being the shit that obviously like mentally disabled guy. Thanks, homie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that was my week. Oh, and then like at Target today, this homeless guy asked me to buy him clothes. I was like, hey man, could you buy me underwear and socks? I was like,
Target's not like cheap underwear and socks either. What the fuck?
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He was trying to get that bougie clothes.
Damn.
But I got him like clearance underwear and clearance like socks. It was like $15 in total.
You did buy him
overpaid. Yeah, and then I just left. Whatever. Do you not help the homeless dude? Do you not?
No, Steven, no, not when they're harassing you in a store. That's the last time you do that shit. No,
he was outside the store, okay? He was outside the store.
Because those are the people who always pressure. It's usually not like a young man. It's usually women they do it to who are shopping by themselves. This is like a problem in New York City. And the people get killed because of this. People that...
Wait, do they actually? How did they get murdered? Wait, how? Huh? How did they get murdered?
Like, they refuse, then the homeless man gets angry, and then blah, 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 blah.
This Target has a really big problem with, like, beggars outside the store. And every time I tell, like, a cashier, they just don't really do anything. It's really cool.
Well, yeah, you're fucking... Why are you telling cashiers if you're there enabling? You're like, yes, homeless people, I don't want you here. I will spend $20
What are you scared? Are you scared of homeless people? Because I am.
You're the one who told the employees.
Exactly. Because he was a big
I wouldn't
nuisance.
have done that. They know they're in a bad area.
Because I don't want to be a dick anyways.
No, you were scared. You were intimidated.
No, I still bought him clothes and gave it to him.
Cheetos thrown in your hair.
Then he changed his clothes in front of the store, so I kind of regretted my decision when he did that.
Yeah, it was a bad decision.
Yeah.
Listen, sorry, if I'm homeless and I want help, one, I'm going to a shelter, but also two, if I'm looking for people to help me financially, and like, can I get underwear and socks? I'm going to a fucking like Goodwill, you know,
Ross.
like and asking someone to buy shit for me. Or Ross, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
not
that was my day
Target.
Today.
Steven, you got taken advantage of.
That's okay, you know? It's okay.
It's not.
It happens. It happens.
No,
man.
it doesn't. It would never have happened to me. That scenario.
What would you have done? You would have been like, oh, sorry, man.
I would have been like, oh, yeah, sorry. And then just kept shopping.
And then caught security.
I would not have.
Honestly, though, I don't know. I feel like the person is like, you know what? This guy, I'm not being a tool. Well, I just want to be a helpful dude, you know? Just give him what he wants.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Because in my head, I think you did it because you're charitable. But I know.
No, I did though. Well, actually, like low key in the back of my head, like an hour later, I was like, fuck, that could have been a Mr. Beast, dude. That could have been a Mr. Beast video, man. That could have done $1,000.
Maniac. You didn't even do it to be nice or because you were intimidated.
I wanted it for myself.
You wanted the clout.
I wanted the money. I wanted the Mr. Beast money. Anyways.
That is the reason you did it, isn't it?
The last part was satirical, by the way.
No way.
I really mean it.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit satirical.
Maybe like 99% of it.
There was a chance.
It's like the lottery, you know?
In my head, that thought didn't even happen like satirically. It didn't even come close to popping in my head.
Okay. Yeah, that was my week today. Just random people in the street. They're really funny. You know, just getting the shit beat out of them for pissing. Oh, I don't actually know if that guy pissed or not. It was the vest guy who told me, like, this guy pissed his pants. I don't know if, like, he actually pissed his pants or not. The Cheeto dude. He was grabbing his dick,
grade
though.
School bullying, you know? Like, sometimes you point at a kid that's a loser.
Well, I don't know. Like,
oh, you peed your pants.
Maybe.
Or they spilled
He's also
water
doing it in front
on
of women. Just touching his dick. just like
Yeah,
awesome.
that's not good. That's not
Yeah.
good. But again, like I'm all good with him getting beat up initially, so he shuts the fuck up and stops harassing women and throwing Cheeto in their hair. I'm not good with the vest guy beating him up when he's already in a heat. I think vest guy's a dick. Okay.
He is. I mean, he's probably having a fucking hard day at work, you know, just construction work.
Guess what,
Probably.
Steven? You've
I don't know,
had
actually,
hard days at work.
actually,
I've had hard days at
construction
work.
workers do.
I've never felt entitled to beat a homeless man. Okay.
He wasn't homeless.
How do you
don't
know?
He had a phone.
A
Most people
lot of
have
homeless
phones.
people have phones.
Actually, maybe they do. I don't know.
Yes, they're much cheaper than houses.
That is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you say, Steven? A few seconds ago?
Mr. Beast or something? I don't know.
Okay, whatever.
I thought I missed. You know why I thought Mr. Beast too? I was thinking of Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul for half a second. Where he's like,
well,
I'll call it Mr. Beast. It's like,
What
okay.
I'm thinking about is the fact that El Jefe is back. Guys, this is a media and TV podcast. We're recapping and talking about the TV show that aired from 2015 to 2019 or some shit. Lucha Underground, the El Rey Network's Lucha Underground. And we're like in season 2, about midway through season 2 right now. Every episode we discuss the lore, we talk about what else happened in the world of wrestling during that week of Lucha Underground, and then we mosey on over to the current events from the modern day of pro wrestling. But despite being 20 minutes into this podcast, we still need to do the episode recap. Steven, this is season 2, episode 10. This is called El Jefe is Back, and it aired on March 30th of 2016. And I have great news as we enter the start of this episode. Steven, the recap is back. This is big.
The band was back too. It was crazy. I was really surprised by that.
The band Chingon is here.
Maybe they're always there. We just have really shit memory.
You know what I think it
That's
is?
a possibility.
I think Katrina hates live music, and I think Mil Muertes' throne is where the band was.
Oh, wait, actually, that might be.
I think it is. I think
that
that's
might be. That
what
probably
it
is
was.
it. Just put them out of a job for a second. Poor guy. He's not getting that
But
commission
Chingon
money.
is here. I don't even think they were here in season 1. Debuting is the band Chingon. What does that mean, Stephen? I've heard that term before.
I don't know. I'm not Hispanic.
Okay.
I don't know Spanish.
I hope it's okay for me to say.
I don't know
'cause it sounds
Spain
like it
Spanish.
Could be.
I don't know
slur.
Mexican
hope it's not.
Spanish. No.
Do you know Portuguese? Portuguese?
You know the song Portuguese the Man, the band, you know?
That's Portugal the Man, Stephen.
Is it Portugal the Man?
It's Portugal the Man. They have Feel It Still.
Dang.
Their biggest hit.
Dude, speaking of music, dude, I listened to Tyler Creator's Igor album for the first time. That shit's so good. Oh my goodness. Life-changing album, man.
Really, your life has
Life-changing
changed.
album. My life has changed. I feel like a gay man now, you know, after listening to that album.
A gay man. Is Tyler the Creator a gay man?
No, it's about I think it's about like a gay man getting cucked or something. Pretty
Whoa.
cool.
You
It's
know,
like a
that
spineless.
album, I can understand
about
it being life-changing for you.
It's about a spineless cuck gay man.
That's
really
awesome.
funny.
The whole album. It wasn't like a concept piece for
Well,
a
the whole
single
album
song,
is a story.
but a full-length
So.
LP.
Yeah, the whole album's a story about it. And it
Wow.
repeats at the end, so he never learns his lesson, the gay man.
Aw, poor Igor.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Well, Steven, we have to learn our lesson, okay? We have to learn
Yes.
our lesson by talking about El Jefe is back. Season 2, Episode 10 of Lucha Underground. The recap is back, too. The recap reminds us that Marty the Moth's sister is here in Lucha Underground. She debuted a few weeks ago. And, Marty the Moth
Did she do anything
beat
this
the match.
episode?
Huh?
Did she do anything in this episode?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I think she wrestled. What the fuck? I think she fought Sexy Star this episode in like the semi-main. What are you talking
maybe.
about? Yeah, like definitely. Also, Cuck Angle
find
are
out.
the trio's champs again after they regained their titles from the Disciples of Death. Additionally, in the recap, we are reminded that Mil Muertes was screwed over last week in Aztec Warfare 2 because Vampiro instructed Pentagon to screw him. So, oh man.
So does he own the rights for the building again? Is it just like a power? Is it like Black Panther where they just beat up the other dude for like
Who is
power?
he? Because the person I was just talking about is Vampiro and Mil
No.
Muertes.
Oh, yeah, Mel, right? No, Mel
Mil-
wasn't in charge. It was Katrina in charge. That's
Yeah.
silly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But either way, the man now in charge is completely separate from all those people. It's Dario Cueto, because the last part of the recap shows that he returns. The boss, El Jefe, Dario, is back at the end of Aztec Warfare. He introduces his brother, Matanza, and then Matanza wins the match, becomes the new Lucha Underground champion, Steven. That's what happened.
Matanza, like, shit on during Lucha Underground's, like, airing? Because I feel like if WWE were to do this, they would get shit on, you know? Like the Matanza booking.
What, didn't they do this with, like, Brock in 2012?
Yeah, exactly. And people shit on that.
I guess. I was too young, I guess, to pay attention. I was, like, 11. Yeah.
No, you weren't. Were you? I don't know.
Yes.
Was that when John Cena got buried?
Of 2012,
honestly, though,
I was 11 years old.
Is this a hot take, or is this like a cold take now? Where like Brock beating Taker was actually not that bad, you know? In like, if we had like a bird's eye view of what's happening, right? Like context wise, it's still a pretty shit way to end the streak, but like it makes sense, I guess now, you know?
Why is it a shit way to end the streak?
I don't know. What's a good way to end the streak?
Exactly.
Never.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, because
or maybe not. I don't know.
Great. I think I've made this statement here on the podcast before, but I'll make it again. The Undertaker is the most overrated wrestler in history. On the microphone, in the ring, and hell,
I don't know any of his mic skills, to be honest. I don't remember any
he
Taker
doesn't
fucking
have
promo.
Any. That's fucking why. They're terrible. So by the time he got to like
he's a manager,
40s
right?
and 50s, they just stopped putting him on the mic. What?
That's why he's a manager most of the time.
Oh,
like his olden
guess.
days. And they kind of stopped.
Yeah. I don't even know.
It's weird. Is he charismatic because like of his appearance and existence?
I think he had an aura about him because of his look and
tall,
because of his size. But the moment he starts wrestling, it's boring. It's bad.
It's like every Taker at WrestleMania match, right? For the past like 10 years, where it's like all cheering in the beginning, and then like they just go on their phones. The crowd.
It's a fucking Floyd Mayweather match. Okay, you tune in, it's like, oh, it's Floyd Money Mayweather, and then people start watching the boxing match, and they remember, oh, I don't like boxing. Boxing's boring. That's what happens.
I like YouTuber boxing. Fuck you.
Yo,
okay.
Honestly, yeah. If it's people with no experience boxing, sign me up. I'll watch that any day. Okay?
They only go for headshots too. All these YouTubers, they only do headshots. They never go for body shots. It's so interesting. Like, is their coach telling them, yeah, fuck up their brains, dude? Give them a concussion. That'll show them. That's how you win matches.
Listen, I love all the misinformation being spread right now about Creator Clash. I've been listening to Sam Roberts, the wrestling broadcaster, on his radio show, and he's mentioned Creator Clash a couple times, and he keeps claiming the first Creator Clash is when the Paul brothers started fighting. Like, he keeps making out to be like way more important than it was.
Is he just not internet savvy like us Zoomers? You know?
Does
he know what an iDubbbz is? Does he know how much of a cuck he is? Apparently.
Aw, he did change his last name.
Who knows?
He did change his last name. That's tough to come back from.
Why is that a cuck thing to do? Taking your wife's name.
I know, right? By that logic, every woman ever is such a massive cuck.
Is that why?
Because women usually do it.
Honestly, I just find the idea of changing your last name kind of weird. To be honest, you know, that's like your identity being taken away.
If I had a bad last name, like if my last name was Richardson, I would change it.
It's pretty chill. I mean, if my last name was like some generic Asian name like Win or something, I probably would have changed it too, to be honest. Or made it my middle.
But I like my last name. I think you like yours. So like we're set.
Actually, no, there's another Steven with my last name on LinkedIn who's like just a better version of me in computer science. Just like crazy. I think he works like Google or something. Just a better version of me on LinkedIn.
You should reach out to him. You should message him and be like, yo, what's up? We're like
just live in fucking Silicon Valley. Like, yo, you work at Google, dude? What the fuck?
Yeah, why not? Why not just shoot him a message on LinkedIn? Be like, yo, want to connect? Yeah.
Yo, I added Michael Reeves on LinkedIn, so I'm waiting for him to accept me, you know.
I added a bunch of
my
people
connection,
from
dude.
Big Brother. The reality.
You know, I learned about Michael Reeves recently. When he was playing Fortnite, when it came down for like some event, he went to like LinkedIn and started like immediately like messaging like Epic employees, like, "Hey, when is Fortnite coming back on?"
That's hilarious.
And then like only one guy replied like in 48 hours. It's such a power move, dude. It's like so that one guy in college I knew, like who'll see something in the distance and go on LinkedIn, like, "Oh, I'm connected to this person. Sick. Hey, what's up, Sally from LinkedIn?"
Hell yeah.
It's such a power move, dude, using LinkedIn like that. Or you can be like me and get sexually harassed. That was pretty cool.
You've been sexually harassed on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I've not told you. Some guy like asked me to give him like some guy's like, "Hey, you go to my school, right? We ever had a class together?" Like, no. It's like, want to have a blowjob?
Whoa!
Straight to the point. Yeah, exactly.
On
it's like,
LinkedIn?
On LinkedIn, dude. I can
Yo,
report him to
man's
I can
offering
report him to
head
his
on
job.
LinkedIn.
Like
Yeah.
theoretically, I could just like go to his like place of work, like, yo, you know this guy? You know? I can share the message if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Oh
I'll show you
my
after the pod.
God.
Just gotta remind me.
What?
It's
I don't
just-
mean the victim blame.
just so
what
straightforward,
vibes are
though,
you
you know?
putting out there to be like,
Right?
yes, I want random men to give me head?
Is this
That's
what women
the
feel like?
question.
You know? This is crazy, dude. You know? This is what women feel like online.
Well, do you feel
Not safe like
victimized
this?
by it?
Well, I mean, my LinkedIn photo is literally like the least sexual photo ever in my life, you know?
Wait, is
Because
it
it's, like
the one
baby
from?
pictures?
Oh,
It's the
wait.
one from it's the
Arizona.
one from Arizona where it's just me in the
So
snow.
it's
just
that
smiling.
recent. You were offered
That's like a
blowjob.
thick jacket, right? It's like, I don't even look like that anymore too, is the thing. So I
That
don't
was
know.
2 months ago or some shit.
No, it
4,
was
I guess.
4.
But it's fine.
I don't even look like that anymore. I gained mass, okay? I gained mass, right?
You've gained mass. Okay.
I gained some girth since that photo,
Oh,
okay?
Shit.
I know.
It's exciting. You
Hardcore.
cultivated it.
Hardcore like
I
that,
guess
dude.
so. I guess so. What the fuck? That's wild, man. Yeah, so Dario is in charge of the temple. And he's addressing the people to start off the episode, as we now reach the 30-minute mark of this podcast.
We just started the episode.
Uh-huh. The crowd loves Dario Cueto, and he is beloved. And he has some announcements for the crowd as well. He says, "Believers, I'm announcing a brand new trios title tournament." Woo! Everyone cheers. And then he says that they also have to determine a #1 contender for the Lucha Underground Championship that belongs to his brother. And then Pentagon Jr. comes out. And Pentagon is like, "Yo, Dario, the only reason your brother won is because I wasn't allowed in the match." And then Dario says, "No, Penta, the reason you didn't compete in Aztec Warfare is because you're not championship material."
This canonically means that Arhenis and Aerostar are better than Pentagon. That's pretty cool. Which is
Absolutely.
awesome.
I mean, I
Awesome
could buy
booking, guys.
Aerostar being better. Aerostar can literally time travel and save the world. Arhannis, I don't know what the fuck that dude's doing.
What's his gimmick? Does he have one? He's just
don't
Lucha
think
Man.
so. He
Just
is
Lucha
the white luchador, exactly. But also telling Pentagon
He's not even the white
championship-
luchador. There's another one who's like better.
Honestly,
white luchador.
Bengala, he's killing it. Absolutely. Drago
This is small.
sometimes. But,
Maybe.
Pentagon didn't respond well to the insult, and he goes to choke his boss, slamming him to the ground, and then threatening to break his arm. Pentagon's doing this to Dario. Dario, however, is able to beg off Pentagon. He pleads. He says, "Don't break my arm, Pentagon. I will give you a match against my brother tonight." Well, he didn't say it as excited. He said it more scared.
Is he his boss?
Yes.
Okay, so this is just straight up just assault at work.
Well, Pentagon has now made a habit of assaulting his boss. This is
Because
the second
coworkers, I
time.
understand, right? If it's like UFC,
Yeah.
you're technically beating up your coworker. That's fine.
Yeah,
If it's
like that
if you're
time
fighting,
Connor threw a hunk of metal through the bus window. All's
my
fair. It's
goodness.
the UFC, you know.
Like you can't just beat up your boss, you know, the guy who signs your paychecks. You know, he is the
Maybe
HR
you
department. I don't think this company has an HR department. This Lucha Underground,
couldn't
you know.
imagine. I couldn't imagine. Maybe it's Black Lotus.
It's like Tony
you know?
Khan. Does he have an HR department? Who knows?
That's a great
Who knows?
question. I think Chris Jericho.
Maybe the HR
handles
department is
HR.
just fucking Meltzer, you know,
oh shit,
putting it
that'd be
online.
way
Everyone's
cooler.
like problems.
Hell yeah. Well, Steven, Dario then grants Pentagon
maybe
a
they do
world.
need HR actually.
No, they definitely should.
AW.
Definitely should. I like how they just had to have a policy now. It's like you cannot talk about anything on these interviews.
Maybe they
without our
really should
permission.
hire like HR people.
I'm sure they have. I'm sure.
Or like a psychologist, just help them out like a therapist. I know WWE has some. I know they have couples therapy there too, which is like insane to me.
Yo, I heard on Sam Roberts Wrestling podcast, Leo Rush was on it, and Leo Rush said that WWE made him go to therapy. So that's cool.
Did it work?
But then he laughed about it, so I don't think it worked.
That's what Jeff Hardy did too about the rehab.
That's
Like, oh, you gotta take rehab,
drug
Jeff.
rehabilitation therapy is very different.
Jeff was like, no, my family If I do rehab, it'll be a disgrace towards my family.
I
Okay.
can't get a grip of this drug addiction. I have to think about my family. Okay.
Like, thanks. Okay, Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
I can't
I don't
get
know, man.
sober. You have to think about my family in these.
Are you
things,
over?
Okay.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like Jeff is like the biggest like childhood crush ever. You know, like my
You
childhood,
wanted to
dude.
fuck
Ugh.
Jeff Hardy?
My childhood. It's been destroyed by this man.
Oh,
You know?
okay, so different. Cause you mean your childhood was crushed, not that he was your crush. Okay, he was
I mean,
my
who knows?
crush.
Maybe. His toys are pretty sick looking.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, Steven, that's our main event for tonight. Championship on the line, Pentagon versus Matanza. But next up, it's Johnny Mundo and Taya. They're a tag team now. Matt Striker keeps saying they have a good working relationship, whatever that means, a business relationship. And they're
business
teaming
partners.
up to fight the Crew.
Mutual.
I guess it's mutual. Cortez Castro and fucking Mr. Cisco, big baller. So, Steven.
But they don't get called the Crew. That's weird. They call them by their names. It's like, who are these guys now? You know, they lost their identity. Like, who are they?
It
No,
is a
makes no
little
sense.
sad.
It's so sad, dude.
Without Bale, it just hasn't been the same, if we're being honest.
It's like when Michael Scott left The Office. You know, it's not the same anymore, man. It's just
true.
bad now. You know, it's just garbage.
It's true.
Like Donald Glover in
Vampiro
Community.
claims that Cisco and Cortez, the Crew, that they went to preschool together. We know this is not true because Mr. Cortez.
It's the made-up fact.
Yeah, Cortez Castro is a police officer.
You know, that's actually pretty common apparently with casting, just making up facts. Like,
hell yeah.
Like apparently Corey Graves said like Angela Doggett went to this college, and he just never went to that college at all.
That's cool.
It's just awesome.
Good for him. But yeah, no, they didn't go to preschool together, which makes me wonder, is Vampiro part of the feds? Is Vampiro aware of this police investigation, and is he aiding in it?
Maybe he's been like interrogated, you know, just off screen.
Maybe, who's to say? Vampiro says that Cortez and Cisco, when they were in preschool together, used to steal nipples and baby milk.
Wow,
So
that's like
cool.
That's what Activision employees did. Like actually though, that's crazy.
They stole nipples and baby milk?
No, they stole breast milk from like other employees, grown men.
How do you steal breast milk from a grown man?
No. The grown men have been stealing breast milk from other employees.
Oh,
or
like
women.
for them to consume. Like the grown men are like, yummy breast milk.
I don't know.
Yummy.
I don't know
stolen
about that
breast milk.
part.
Okay.
Imagine that scene from like The Boys. Have you seen The Boys?
I've not.
There's a scene where like one of the guys just starts drinking breast milk.
That's cool.
Awesome. It's sick.
I've heard it's warm. You know, so that's probably pleasant.
How do you keep it? Do you keep it cool in the cooler, or like is it like in a humidifier? Is that what they're called?
Nah, they got those weird ass things, like those little like covers you put them in. Like there's a rack for your baby. I don't really fucking know, Steven. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't intend to know for a while. Taya is very evenly matched with the both members of the Crew in this contest, Steven. Despite her being a little smaller in stature, being a female. Mr. Cisco, though, is able to go toe-to-toe with Johnny Mundo. Johnny Mundo has a tendency to tag out of the match every time he faces a bit of like resistance or offense, though. And then at one
Cowardly
point,
heel.
yeah, he really is. At one point, though, Cage shows up. Brian Cage, the man who had a cinder block smashed over his head last week. He's good. Yeah.
He's really fast at healing, you know? He's a healing factor.
He's a machine. He
This
walks down
Wolverine.
the stairs and stalks Johnny Mundo. Johnny Mundo flees the ring. Taya is left to her lonesome. She gets hit by the shatter machine by the Crew. Cortez
No,
and Cisco
it's
are
called
on.
something else, actually. I forget what it's called.
I listened for it. I couldn't find it. So I'm just calling it the shatter
Demolition.
machine.
I mean, it's actually called
Okay,
the
the
One
big
now,
rig.
excuse you.
It's... Sorry, man.
It's such a shit name for a finisher. The 1D! The
Wait,
1D!
it's called the 1D?
Yeah, for, what's it called?
FTR?
The Usos.
Oh.
Because they do it
for
now.
the
It's like, oh shit, this move's free? Heck yeah, dude.
Lame.
Yeah.
Well, next up, Steven, we got story time with Marty the Moth Martinez. Marty the Moth is in an undisclosed location with a book in hand. He's wearing an ascot tie and polo shirt, presumably wearing khakis. He looks very Vineyard Vines, wouldn't you say?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that reference.
It's Vineyard Vines. It's like They sell polos and like coastal wear.
The only polos I like know is like Polo, like the
Ralph
lacrosse
Lauren.
guy. Yeah, the expensive one. Dude,
You
I don't
said
know.
the
I
only polo
went to
I know is polo. Cool.
But like whenever I see like the shirts, I always look at the price on what the fuck? It's like $150 for a shirt. What the heck?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I own 0 polos. I think you have a couple, don't you?
I buy them from Goodwill. Pretty dope.
Okay. I
Yeah,
guess so.
Pretty sick.
I just don't think they're very stylish. I think they look kind of like
Golfy?
tacky.
Ratty?
Yeah. Like, if I don't want to look like Marty the Moth here.
You don't look like a rich golfer? Yeah, apparently Marty's just rich, by the way. We learned that like this
hell
episode.
yeah, we do.
Like, he comes from money. Which is like...
He comes from fame.
I feel like every gimmick for wrestler ever is, yeah, I'm secretly rich, by the way, guys. Like, cool.
Yeah, because he does his story time where he's reading from this big book, and that's really the big reveal. The Moth tribe is really, really rich and wealthy, and they always choose one member of their tribe to be the Mariposa, who defends the tribe from all the people trying to steal their money. And now his
That's such a
sister
great
is
gimmick.
the Mariposa.
That's
Hell
such a
yeah.
stupid gimmick, dude. Like, how are they going to steal your money? It's 2012, right? 2015
I know.
now. Like, what are they going to do? Fraud? What?
Oh,
They're going to
shit.
sue you? You can't
Someone
sue us if we
that
beat
comes
you up.
from money committing fraud? Never. That could never
Never.
happen, Steven. Mm-mm.
Like, is it like, hey, I'm gonna sue you for beating me up? No, I'm gonna beat you up, and then you can't sue me anymore. Is that
I think that
what
might
happens?
be the tactics that the current Mariposa employs.
Yeah.
But Marty claims that the current Mariposa, his
How
sister,
did they drop
is
their
the most-
wallet?
Mariposa's there to pick it up. What do you mean?
Starts picking up the fucking wallet picker. Like, fuck you.
If someone tries to take the wallet from the person who dropped it, she should like kick them and beat them up. Like, do you remember how we were in Dallas for WrestleMania last year, and we found a man's wallet? A jogger had lost his wallet, right?
Did we?
When we were walking by, we did. And then we picked
happened?
up the wallet, and I said, "Hey!" And then he turned around, and I said, "I think you dropped your wallet," and he did. So like, if that were the scenario,
And he started yelling at you.
yeah, he
what
would
the
have
fuck
said,
you doing with my
"Hey,
wallet?"
sister, over here!" And then his sister would have beaten us up, all three of us. It would have been sad.
Oh man, then we wouldn't have
yeah.
any WrestleMania moments.
Not a one.
Oh, speaking of
Not-
WrestleMania moments, sometimes on the bus, I look over, the next guy's looking at wrestling videos, and I think to myself that they're sitting next to a huge wrestling TikTok influencer like myself, you know?
Steven, we
don't-
haven't been on TikTok for like a year. We
Shit.
have to give it a rest. You
Oh,
realize when we
shit.
start back up on that app, we're only gonna get a couple hundred views a video.
Don't worry,
right?
we'll use titties and asses for our videos for the next few months, okay?
Like our own?
No, we're just gonna get like fucking pictures of like, I don't know who's in right now. People who look like Paige, right, from 2014.
Ooh, yeah. I get that. I get some Jenna Ortega maybe.
Yeah, like
know?
people look like my girlfriend, you know.
I
Specifically.
get that. And what's your girlfriend look like again?
Paige from 2014,
Oh,
but like
okay.
a little bit more, you know, Paige from 2015.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. So my girlfriend looks a lot like Paige from 2014, but I'd say like more like toward Paige 2013.
Dude,
if we're being honest.
that just reminded me of something really stupid.
Yes?
You remember CM Pulse 3's like forum that he had?
No,
His
you
wrestling
told me
forum.
about it though.
He had a forum called the WWE forum. One of the most active threads ever was Paige's ass. And that was like, it had like hundreds of pages of just people like, oh, look at her ass, it's so nice. This is like legit 2014 page, by the way.
It didn't age well. This woman
And so-
has been so
Oh no, it
horribly
aged really well because
objectified
when her nudes got leaked, then like the forum died because of too much traffic from people from too much
that's
coomers
exactly
just coming
what I was
in.
about
Yeah.
to say is that
Yeah.
this becomes tough. It ruined her
Yeah.
life. She almost committed suicide.
Yeah.
She almost TJ Perkins herself, Steven. Which
What did
we would have
TJ
hated
Perkins
to
do? What the
see.
fuck? What the fuck? What did TJ Perkins do to himself?
It
What?
was suicide, wasn't he? I swear.
It's one of those explain the joke moments. I'm too stupid.
I thought we were on the same page. Shit.
No, he mallicked himself. Oh my goodness.
Oh shit. Oh, by the way, they cut to the book that Marty the Moth was reading, and the pages were all blank. So he's a lunatic. So
Sick. So is he
spooky.
rich? Who knows? Maybe he just
I
steals
assume.
from Goodwill. Just crazy that people steal from Goodwill.
He pesters strangers in Target.
Which
to
actually
buy
is
him
not
a
like.
polo.
Actually, now that I think about it, I did witness someone stealing from Kohl's, and I feel like that's like the worst place to steal from. You know, like come on, it's Kohl's. You know, like you're already paying like nothing essentially. You know, you literally get free money at Kohl's just for asking. You know,
It's so true.
it's like what the fuck.
It's
Like every time
very
you return
true.
an Amazon package at Kohl's, they give you like $5. Like sweet. It
Should've
gained
just-
from
when
this
you got
exchange.
to the register, you should have been like, I actually saw a man stealing earlier. Here's some extra cold cash so you can cover it.
I saw a man stealing earlier. I felt really scared. Could you give me some Kohl's cash? The fucking cashier would probably be like, yeah, sure, whatever. Press the button for my $5 off. Heck yeah.
For emotional damage.
How do they get away with that? How does Kohl's do this? They're losing so much money just from like giving away
They're
Kohl's
not.
cash, I feel like.
They're making money
How are they
because
still in business?
Steven, there's no way you've made a profit from everything you've bought at Kohl's.
No. Well, you
There's
see,
no way
when you
you've turned a
when
profit.
you stack up all your Amazon packages just being returned from Kohl's, okay, those $5 add up, dude. Okay, I can get one candle or 2 returns. Okay.
Oh shit, that's kind of huge.
I know.
That is kind of huge. Well, Steven, we're cutting back to Dario Cueto's office, and he has a new bodyguard. It's Black Lotus, okay? The woman who killed El Dragon Azteca Sr.
Wow.
And yeah, it doesn't matter though that
It's
he's
her
a
debut, by
bodyguard.
the way, in the temple. Pretty cool.
Is it really? No, she
I think
remember
so.
she used to just show up and Vampiro would be like,
Oh.
"Oh my, who's the hot chick?"
Sorry, I forgot that one part where she was drifting in the crowd, just do
That went
nothing.
on for like 20 weeks of Vampiro just coming himself every time he laid eyes on
Holy
her.
crap! Who's that hot chick over there?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine watching for the first time, you know, and just realizing that, oh, this guy's creeping on random crowd members. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a little tough. It's a little
No
tough.
storyline.
Steven.
Yes.
Steven. It doesn't matter that Black Lotus is there guarding the office because some people, most notably ghost women, are able to just teleport into the office anyways. And that's what Katrina does. She teleports in. And Dario is actually pleasantly surprised to see her. He's like, "Oh, thank you for keeping my temple running. But I am actually the rightful owner."
Yeah, thanks for keeping the lights on, man. It's pretty sick
Yeah,
of you to
honestly.
do. Oh man, you're so nice.
And but he's like, "I just want you to know I am the rightful owner of Lucha Underground." And Katrina is oddly okay with that. She's like, "Oh yeah, you can have it."
Wait, but like, weren't you a wanted criminal at one point? Like a week ago?
Mexico gave up. They were like,
Yeah.
"Ah, this is tough."
They couldn't find him. And
They
they were
just
like, oh,
couldn't find him.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
exactly. And so now, Steven, Katrina is upset, not that she doesn't have the rights to the temple, but instead that his brother, Matanza Cueto, is the Lucha Underground Championship. She believes that belt belongs to Mil Muertes. And so she tells Dario, she says, "Death is coming for your brother." And Dario is actually very matter of fact. He says, "Actually, Katrina, Matanza does not fear death. He can't fear death." And then Katrina's like, "Okay, well, you can. Okay, you fear death."
Start threatening your boss.
Exactly.
Death.
Poor Dario. Oh my God, you're right.
Man, how is he not how is he mentally stable, you know, that Dario?
He's
He just gets
clearly
beat up,
not. He
threatened a
watched
lot.
his mom get murdered by his younger brother, and now he has
No.
based his life around
That's just
watching
cope.
strangers fight, brutalize each other. He loves blood and violence.
Hey, so do I, okay?
Okay, that's
I also
fair.
watch strangers brutalize each other in public, actually.
I heard
Not even,
when
like-
strangers
not even,
fight
like-
in public in front of you, you stare ahead blankly and dissociate.
That's fair.
Is what I heard. But I
I mean,
know,
what do you
we all
do?
have our
Do you
ways.
watch? Are you watching, or you find just like whatever? It's not a Tuesday.
I'm probably moving. If I'm able to do it safely, I'm gonna move out of the fucking seat and then watch. from
I
a
couldn't
distance.
because I can't do that. I'm just stuck here, you know. I'm right
Then,
next
yeah,
to him, and like he's in the middle aisle. Like, what am I supposed to do there?
I'm definitely watching them to make sure like they're not gonna like spill over into my seats. You know.
No,
so I
don't
can,
worry
like,
though. The woman in
be
front of me
ready.
was doing the same thing.
Okay.
And I
You
remember we
got
had a really nice moment
Cheeto
together on the
dust
next
in her
bus.
hair?
We sat next to each other because the bus was full. I took out hand sanitizer. She noticed, and I gave her some, and she
Wow.
thanked me.
Did you say, "Hey, remember that dude?" He
Yeah,
was
fuck that
crazy. Yeah. That's cool.
Oh,
man. I'm
actually,
so
I think I saw
happy.
Vest guy today. Like from work.
Wow.
I know.
Congratulations.
Maybe it
Glad to know
wasn't
he's
him. I
not
don't
in
know.
prison.
Maybe.
Um,
I mean, no one got reported, right? I don't think so.
mhm.
Just
I don't. I always go at my girlfriend, the one that looks like Paige. I always go when I sit at her work. She works in a cafe. I'll always go sit and do my work while she's working, right? And there are some regular customers there that I recognize. And today I saw one of the regular customers like in a completely different location, and his ass was completely showing. He was walking into the post office and his full ass was out. No, like he was like, the post office was closing in 3 minutes, so he like slammed the brakes on his car. He got out, and I recognized him. I was like, oh shit. And then when I saw his back, because he was running so fast, his pants were falling down, and he's like this old man, like who's a little bit too small for his pants. It's a little sad.
Aw, just lost a lot of weight, you know.
I guess his ass though was wild looking. Okay.
Nice ass.
Yeah, I think so.
Just squats, you know.
Exactly. Dario Cueto says that Katrina and him should not be fighting one another. No. They should team up, join forces, and they don't even have any common enemies. Or sorry, no. They only have common enemies.
They
the
do,
two
though.
of them.
Wait, do they? I don't know.
One
of them likes Mexico, right?
They don't like Prince Puma or Pentagon. You know.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't
I
Mil,
thought
like,
Mil Muertes
Mexico?
directly represented Mexico, so I'm a little confused on that
thought.
front.
What the fuck?
But yeah,
Maybe he hates Mexico now because it kind of killed his parents, you know.
I get
the
that.
country.
I get that. So yeah, he's like, I even gave your boys, the Disciples of Death, I gave them a trios match tonight. And Katrina doesn't even say thank you, okay? Katrina says, I don't want to work with you. And then she's like, actually, your brother's gonna die at the hands of Mil Muertes.
What the fuck? Is that out of nowhere? Yeah, your brother's gonna die. Like, oh,
crazy.
okay.
She's threatening a god, Steven. An actual ancient Aztec god.
We don't know that yet, do we?
Well, we learned it in storytime.
Kid.
Like it's a rumor happening. Whatever. Remember Dario was telling Black Lotus all his trauma. He was trauma dumping on her.
Oh yeah, just trauma dumping on poor Lotus. Like legit. Like even in story, she's like, "What the fuck, dude? Why are you telling me all this?"
Yeah, it's a little tough. Tough. But Steven,
like
let's
Twitch
cut
stream,
to...
you know, just throwing out everything. That poor Twitch streamers, man, just get shit on by the comments. They're all depressed teenagers. They want to vent out so bad. I feel so bad for them, man. You know. Or do I?
I understand it, Steven. We're past our age of being Twitch streamers, okay? That was reserved for the 20-year-old versions of ourselves. We're not there anymore.
Now we're 30.
You know? Now we hit the
that
big
we're men.
3-0 this year. You're right, Steven. Absolutely.
We're thrilling, you know?
To talk about the big 3 championships that make up the trios titles, Steven. Cuck Angles are trios champs. They're fighting Disciples of Death, as was just noted by Dario a few seconds ago. And this is a special match because it's elimination style, meaning all 3 people on either team have to be eliminated in order for the winner to be determined. Okay? So, Matt Striker starts off this match hot by saying that Ivelisse is the weakest member of Cuck Angle.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
why.
oh, that's fucked up. And then Vampiro's like, yo, Matt, you shouldn't say that. And you know, when Vamp's correcting you about saying some shit, you said some bad shit, right? However, Ivelisse followed it all up by losing immediately after. She's the first one eliminated. Yeah, it's tough.
Knows why. Wonder why.
Yeah, and also, eliminated members of the match must leave the ringside per Dario Cueto.
You know what I wondered about these matches? What's stopping me from just like staying, just beating up the other dude, you know?
Well, Dario Cueto apparently. That's
I
got you covered, Steven. Dario said no,
cool.
You can't do that. Otherwise though, yeah, if TK's not laying down that mandate, I don't know what's stopping you. Next up, Phil is eliminated from the Disciples side of action.
That's my fave, dude.
No, I know. Wouldn't it have been so awesome?
I like how the Disciples, their attires just change every week. It's always different. They don't know what they want to look like. Sometimes they're in skin-tight suits. Sometimes they're shirtless. Sometimes they have like masks on. Sometimes they just have rubber masks on. It's crazy.
They ordered too many skeleton outfits. Now they just need to get them all on TV.
They use it for the props. Like, oh man, we really wasted our money on these props. What are you gonna do now? Just wear them.
And stuff. But Phil is eliminated by Angelico. We're back to 2-on-2. It's at this point it dawned on me it would have been hilarious if like they had done like 2 members of the Disciples get eliminated first, so it's like all of Cuck Angle versus Phil, and then just like Phil becomes the good guy. Yeah, that would have been badass.
Overcomes the odds, wins the title by himself like a Chad. Holds all 3 belts together.
Yeah, unfortunately that's not what happened. As next, Sinestro de la Muerte eliminates Angelico with that Adam Cole like boom stick thingy. So that was devastating.
Adam Cole's finisher is really lame.
It honestly looked a lot better when Sinestro, like unironically, not a joke, Sinestro de la Muerte did it badass compared to Adam Cole.
I think it's because like for Adam Cole, he's like smaller than most guys usually in the roster, so it looks as impressive, you know?
Yeah, but I think Sinestro de la Muerte is just Cortez Castro. So
exactly.
like
he's pretty girthy, dude.
Not really. No, Mr. Cisco's got the girth about him. You know,
he's got some thick muscle, man. Okay.
He hasn't got the kind of girth that you got, man. The girth that you put on in the last 4 months I heard about.
The girth, man. All that girth.
Absolutely. Now it's Son of Havoc. It's 2-on-1. He's fighting Barrio Negro and Sinestro de la Muerte until he eliminates Barrio Negro. So now it's just 1-on-1. Who will win, Son of Havoc or Sinestro de la Muerte? But it's not 1-on-1. How silly we are, because Katrina has been at ringside this entire time, and she interferes. What? She shoves Son of Havoc off the top rope, Steven.
Oh my goodness, poor Son of Havoc.
I know. And then, after she does that, Ivelisse has had enough from the back. She's iced her wounds, she's licked them, and now she's back out, okay? And Matt Striker says, "The bitch is back!" when Ivelisse comes back to the ring. And then Ivelisse knocks out Katrina, and Vampiro yells, "The other bitch is out!"
This makes no sense in canon.
Well, yeah, Dario Cueto said no one's allowed at ringside. What the fuck?
And also Katrina's like, you know,
a ghost. Like
this one of the strongest fighters in the roster.
And then it goes
sometimes
through her is what should happen.
Maybe it's like a fear thing, you know. When she's not scared, she's more stronger. But when she is scared, she gets weak.
Okay, like maybe she thrives off of people being afraid of her. She thrives off people being afraid of her. So
that's why Mill was so domestically stronger than her in season 1. That one.
Yeah.
Period. That makes no sense to me. I still don't get why that happened.
I think she just likes being dominated. You know, have you ever considered that? Yeah. Like,
why can't she would be more the dom? You know, I thought.
I think that's how she presents outwardly, but I think behind closed doors, when things are getting a bit more intimate, she maybe likes to be dominated, Steven. You know? We'll have to... I know Vince Russo got the inside scoop with her last season. We still got to work on our interview with Carly Leilani Perez. Okay? One day. So... Absolutely. Son of Havoc takes advantage of all this commotion on the outside. He hits a shooting star press, and what do you know? Cuck Angle retains their title, Steven. Woo!
Good for Son of Havoc, dude.
Good for Son of Havoc.
Where Angelico has not had his hero moment tag team.
No, he really hasn't. He's cool, though. I like him.
He did a big splash, right? I think that was his only.
I think twice now he's jumped off of Dario's office.
It's not special anymore. He hasn't had this match-saving career moment, you know?
No, not quite.
Where it's like not super clutch, super gamer clutch.
But shout out to his new AEW theme song. And we're gonna cut back to Dario Cueto's
office.
Wait,
commentary now. You don't even hear it.
What?
He does commentary, doesn't he?
Oh, does he? I have no fucking clue. Oh, I guess he had guest commentary that one time. You're right. We cut back to Dario's office. You see his nameplate on his desk. You know, like the one that's facing the people sitting across from him that says his name. It does not say Dario Cueto. It does not say El Jefe. Steven, his nameplate, did you read what it says?
Nope.
It says kind of a big deal.
Like those license plates that people get. The really like weird ones, like augers. That's their license plate.
That's a great license plate. To me, it felt more like, you know, the type of nameplate you can walk into a Michael's and buy, like pre-made. That's really what I think happened here.
S-Boss.
But then Dario says, "I'm kind of surprised you're here. I'm kind of starstruck." And we don't know who he's talking to yet until it pans over to Rey Mysterio Jr.
Booyaka. Oh my gosh. Rey
Yes?
Mysterio. I remembered one time, right? I was going to a convention, right?
Wow.
At Comic-Con, right?
Okay.
I went to the Rey Mysterio panel, and I was really excited to meet Rey Mysterio, right? Just no-showed me. It's messed up.
No, that
We waited like
bitch.
an hour. We watched like a pre-made hype video for Rey Mysterio. Half of it was Sin Cara.
Hell
So
yeah.
I guess the guys doing the con just have never looked up Rey Mysterio ever.
I get that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that sounds
Fucking
awesome.
1 hour for him not to show up. Great.
Well, that's on you for.
I
waiting
wanted to
an
ask
hour
him
for Ray
how
Ray.
do they do the Royal Rumble? Do they line up in the back, or is it like a Congo line? That's what I want to know. Okay, I just want to know
You mean,
that.
like Adam Rose's party bus? Like, is it? A
Yeah, I want to
Congo?
know. Like, is it just like a line, like a straight up line? Like, all right, next guy coming out right now, and they start running out, or is it like, is it just people in the back just eating food? Like, oh shit, my time's up now. I gotta go. And then they just
a
zoom or something.
belly full of food.
Yeah. Actually, no, don't like
maybe.
most wrestlers just fast during events, right?
I would if I were a wrestler, absolutely.
Just to show their
But they
abs or
also have
something.
catering. They got catering, man. You know?
But like, did you want to show off like your body? You know?
Well, if you're
before
Kevin
it gets,
Owens,
like-
there's not much to show off. You know, and you're wearing 2 layers of clothes anyway.
But what about your water weight? Does that counter it? Like you sweat a lot, then your abs
don't
start like showing.
Fucking no, man. You gotta ask Ricochet. We gotta ask. Did you know Trevor has 1 million followers on Instagram?
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of
Is
massive.
it thirst traps?
I mean, as thirst
Us in theory
trappy
have
as you can
thirst
get for
traps.
a bald man, you know, like he's
I
still.
mean, his
like,
body's insane, you know. For him.
yeah, but again, you just look a few feet up, and it's tough. It's real
You
tough.
have against bald people, dude. Johnny Sins, he's bald. Fucking
Okay, do
women
you follow
every
him
day.
on Instagram?
Yeah, he probably has like more
Oh.
followers than Ricochet, actually. You know.
Let's verify that right now, Stephen. Let's
Okay.
see how many Instagram followers Johnny Sins has. I'm gonna guess Johnny Sins is at 2.1 million. And Ricochet's at a firm 1. Let's see how this goes. Or he could just not have an Instagram. He may have been forbidden from the platform.
Oh, I don't think he has.
Fuck.
It's F.
Coward. Absolute coward. Well, Steven, Rey Mysterio's in the office, and he's like, Dario, I am here only for one reason, and that is El Dragon Azteca. And Dario's like, oh yeah, El Dragon Azteca did great in that match in his debut last week. And Rey Mysterio's like, no, not that El Dragon Azteca. I mean the man who entered your temple and never came out. I mean my mentor.
Did he enter the temple?
Yes, that's why he was
Backstage.
killed. It was...
He didn't like go in like directly. Like nobody.
The
in the
whole
crowd saw him,
place
right?
is the temple. If you're in Dario's office, it's part of the temple, bro.
Oh, I thought the temple's just like the ring. Not
No,
like
it's
the
a
warehouse.
The whole warehouse is the temple.
Oh,
How
I see.
don't you get this lore, Steven?
Much lore.
And Dario Cueto claims ignorance. He's like, oh, I know nothing about that, Ray. He actually swears to the gods that Matanza, his brother, had nothing to do with it. Which
Not wrong.
is true. Yeah. It's very valid and true because it was Black Lotus who murdered El Dragon Azteca. So, it's all kind of
Right
accurate.
legs.
Dario Cueto asks if Rey Mysterio would like to leave the past in the past, like all their family beef, all their generational trauma, and if he would like to compete here in the temple with El Dragon Azteca Jr. He pours out some liquor for the two of them. They toast to the dead El Dragon Azteca, and then Rey Mysterio is like, yeah, fuck yeah. And Ray is too nice. He's too forgiving, Steven. This is not okay.
His character, you know. This is
I
his
worry-
gimmick. He's just a nice man. He's just a nice Catholic Christian.
He's supposed to be a wise man, though, and he just seems like he's being taken advantage of. It's sad.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because he's senile and old.
That could do it. That's probably what it is. Next up, Sexy Stars match that you forgot about. She is with the Mac, and she's fighting Mariposa, who has Marty the Moth Martinez at her side. Sexy looks tired, and not tired. She looks scared throughout this entire match. She has very evasive offense, trying to escape the ring the whole bunch. And actually, Marty the Moth notices this and starts throwing her back into the ring at points.
I like how the character assassinated this sexy star.
Truly, from being the strong protector,
Like,
defender
actually?
of women.
She's supposed to be like this like powerful woman who survived was it abuse or something? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Something
she
like that.
almost committed suicide as Vampiro.
Oh, that was the one.
to remind
She
you.
almost committed suicide was her gimmick.
Mm-hmm,
I guess they just made her get tortured. Now she just is very
I get
spineless.
it. She's traumatized. She's traumatized. I don't think
from
she's
being
spineless.
tortured.
How dare you call a victim of trauma spineless, Steven?
How dare you?
How
dare I?
dare
How dare you? How dare you?
Listen,
Are you?
the commentary keeps saying that Marty the Moth and his sister knocked Sexy Star's career off track. She's no longer the luchador she once was. And I guess that's kind of what this match, it's a very short match. It's all it exists to communicate is that Sexy is bad and lame now. And after 3 minutes, Marty Posa hits her with like a vertebraker and she wins. Sexy Star is defeated. 1, 2, 3. And then there's a post-match beatdown where the Mac gets beat up by Marty the Moth, so...
The Mac was a bad guy for like a bit, not gonna lie.
Well, he was a bad guy technically by association when he was part of Big Rick's crew, you know?
Yeah.
It was him and Killshot, yeah.
You know, guess who survived in the end?
Who's that? Oh, shit. Well, Dario Cueto, we cut back to his office, Steven, and he goes down to his cellar, his basement, wherever the fuck they keep Matanza locked up, and he's letting his brother out of his cage. He's doing fine, and he tells Matanza he wants him to break Pentagon's back tonight during the championship defense.
No.
Exactly.
Dark Knight Rises. Like, I will break you. And then just...
That's what he wants. That's what Dario wants out of his brother, and he tells him that very clearly. So I'm excited to see it as we start up our main event of the evening. Pentagon Jr. the challenger versus Matanza Cueto, the reigning champion, only his second match ever in Lucha Underground. Vampiro says that every time the believers chant Cero Miedo, he gets a migraine. Steven, do you relate to that?
Oh no, my catchphrase.
No, not his catchphrase. It's devastating.
Dario. What's it called? That's like a heel line. Oh no, every time you say I suck, I get more headaches.
I guess that is, yeah. But I think he means it because he like turns primal when he hears it. He gets violent.
Oh, he goes feral.
Yeah, those weeaboo tendencies come out, okay?
We saw an Austin Theory botch where like he flubs like over. He's like, ah, blah, blah. It's like, oh my gosh, this crowd sucks so much, making my jaw hurt. Oh.
I did see that. Very good.
It was a good recovery, man, you know?
Good for Austin. Good for Austin.
It's better than Seth's recovery. Like, haha, shut up. Fuck it. He's like, ah, blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
I get that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I absolutely get that. So, for as much as Matanza Cueto is supposed to be a monster, he is about the same stature as Pentagon Jr. Okay, maybe a little meatier, a little girthier, but that's about it, Steve.
Really girthier, actually. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I guess.
Super
I feel like the jumpsuit. Pentagon's wearing some skin tight shit.
Yeah, the jumpsuit doesn't really like show his powerful being, you know. I feel like.
Yeah. But also,
you should just have like chains on him, you know, like a big metal plastic chain.
Cane style, hell yeah.
Like Leviathan style, actually.
Oh, my bad, my B. Matanza keeps no-selling all of Pentagon Jr.'s offense during this match, Steven. They battle to the outside, and Matanza is thoroughly, handedly fucking Pentagon up. There's not a moment where Pentagon is in control. At one point, he starts having his mask ripped apart by Matanza, the monster. And commentary makes it very clear. This is the most vulnerable Pentagon Jr. we have ever laid eyes on.
That's it. I feel like this happens a lot to Pentagon. No, getting shit on.
Yeah, he was kind of a jobber the first like 5-10 weeks, you know? Pretty
he
vulnerable.
He still jobs like everybody. Besides like some senile old man he beat up once.
Oh, that's true. That's true. He used light tubes to do it too, which is kind of wild. Yeah, that's a good point, Steven. He is vulnerable, I guess. Vampiro keeps saying he's injured, he's clearly injured. And while all this commotion is happening, Matanza Cueto lifts up the injured, vulnerable Pentagon Jr., hits him with a Tour of the Isles, and Matanza retains his title. This match was a squash, Steven. Vampiro is shocked, by the way. That is his boy. That's his trainee. okay? His devotee.
That's my son.
That's his blood and flesh, Steven, okay?
Child.
And so Vampiro goes to check on him like any good father would do. And Matanza just kicks him in the jaw. He kicks Vampiro in the jaw. It's really mean.
Just shits on him, man. Poor guy. He's just all senile and old. Oh.
And then he decides,
back
you know
from the
what?
insane asylum.
It's true. I mean, I guess it was 10 weeks ago at this point, but that's still recent, you know? It's enough time away to still be monitoring the situation. Matanza decides he's going to keep beating up Pentagon Jr., and he drags him to the outside, throws him through the announce table, and Matt Striker claims he doesn't know if they're on the air or not, but despite not knowing if he's on the air or not,
Matt,
he then does an outro for the episode.
You're not on air, Matt. You're recorded.
That's a good point, too. This is pre-taped. If something goes wrong, we can just get it in post.
This isn't live, kid. Right?
Yeah. What an
Is that what he
idiot Matt
says?
Striker is.
Is that what the guy said? We're live, pal. Oh, he says that, I think, right?
It's live, pal.
Oh,
it's
okay,
live, pal. I think that's it. Yeah.
It's live, pal.
So,
Finger.
Steven,
Finger
that
line.
was El Jefe is Back, Season 2, Episode 10 of Lucha Underground. Well, how do you feel about it as a whole? Wow is
Life-changing
right.
episode.
I honestly love, now that this is my second time going back and watching Lucha Underground, I remember Dario being beloved and me loving Dario. But everything we've watched up until this point has made me think, wow, Dario's a shitbag. But now, as of this episode, I'm like, ooh, no, I see why I like Dario.
He's kind of alpha. Alpha.
Yeah, I kind of love
I mean,
Dario.
honestly, he's the only kind of charismatic dude on the roster anyways. I was kind of lacking on, the mic.
Trevor's on the roster, Steven. Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
everyone who talks on the mic, he sounds most confident. I feel like,
tell that to Brian Cage. Master of promos. Exactly.
I'm a machine man. Come on.
Sexy Star is pretty good. I don't know.
Where's Brian Cage now?
Well, he had his.
You should make a website. Has Brian Cage been on AEW TV?
Ooh, days since.
Just days or whatever. Days since Brian Cage has been on TV.
That'd be very good.
Who else is gone?
Good.
I learned that Ray Phoenix was injured. I don't know how that happened. That was the other guy in that match who got injured. Was it Dante?
Yeah. That's so sad. That is devastating. I saw Hook is gonna team up with the Hardy Boys or some shit. That's current events, so we'll get to that later. Well, we have to talk about Steven.
Dude, I don't know. Hook is what are they doing with Hook, man?
Handsome, hot, gorgeous. We need to talk about
what's his character? He hasn't developed at all.
He's hot, he's gorgeous.
Just the hot, silent badass, He's dating the Psyops E-girl.
He's all that in a bag of chips, Steven. That's all you need to know.
How does he eat so many carbs, man? How does he do it?
That's part of the appeal, the intrigue. How can a man eat so many potato chips but look so fucking tasty? Steven, we need to talk about what else happened in the world of wrestling when El Jefe is Back aired. Okay? Are you ready to do it?
Yeah.
Steven!
Yes.
What week are we about to recap?
April.
No.
March.
Yes.
March 29th.
So close.
The 30?
Yeah!
Dang
30
it.
what?
This is the worst because I never know which months have 30 or 31 in them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know.
That's fair. I thought March only had 29 days. Isn't that February?
Wait,
I don't know.
February.
Some month only has 29
not even February.
days.
That's February every 4 years, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Was this year a leap year?
No.
Oh, thank God.
You can tell because it's 3 is not divisible by 4.
Oh, next year. So we were born on leap years?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Fuck, that is wild. Steven, we have big news to talk about from March 30th of 2016, okay? Because that's when the episode aired. A lot happened outside the lore of Lucha Underground. It's not just all about Dario and his brother. No. It's also about TNA, Total Nonstop Action. Because they're making a comeback, baby. Okay?
Yeah, I'm sure, man.
They are working their little hearts out. They're signing a whole bunch of new talent. Steven, they started sniping some WWE releases, okay?
It's what AEW did for the first 2 years. That's awesome.
Well, I beg you this question. Has AEW ever picked up 2 stars as large as Sylvester
Rich
LaForte
Swann.
and Marcus Louise?
Are those like developmental guys?
Yes. They were
Where are
barely
they
on
now?
NXT television. I think one of them was in a tag team with Enzo before Big Cass came along.
You know what's cool is that like TNA has become like developmental for AEW and WWE now.
TNA has Impact?
Yeah.
Who was the last homegrown Impact star?
The Rascals, right?
I guess, yeah.
There's LA Knight, Eli Drake.
Ooh,
That development's
that's a
for
good
like
one.
20
That's a good
years.
one. Yeah. 'Cause
Not
I feel like
Magnus,
the
dude.
Rascals are more
Not
like
Magnus.
just independent wrestling in general. You know?
Oh, Magnus.
Who even wants Who did WWE sign Magnus?
Well, I think WWE's like, oh shit, we have too many guys that look like you. And then AEW's like, oh shit, you're too tall for us. And like, bulky, you know? You're
Or
too
how about
jacked.
boring?
That's
I
true
think
too.
that word also.
He's married to Mickey James, you know? It's pretty cool for him.
Yeah, that's great for him.
Oh.
Still extraordinarily boring. This Nick
Yeah?
Aldis.
What's his
you
finisher?
know?
I don't even know that.
Exactly.
You can say
From some
anything,
fucking
I would
show.
say like, yeah, that's probably right.
You know, I
The
couldn't tell
Magnus
you.
line.
Yeah, that's precisely what it is.
Magnus Dog. That's his finisher.
Wow, that's so cool. Steven, not only is TNA making a run for it, okay? I also have big news regarding the Hall of Fame ceremony for this year, okay? It's WrestleMania weekend's a stacked weekend in the world of professional wrestling, okay? You got 2 nights of Mania now. You got TakeOver. You have all the indie shows. You have WrestleMania SmackDown with the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. And somehow in there, you also have to fit in a Hall of Fame ceremony, okay? And in 2016, they were shooting to be the biggest show of the weekend, the Hall of Fame, okay? And that's
Wait,
when
really?
they announced... I mean, no, not really.
Okay.
but-
I was like, wait, what? Who's in the Hall of Fame? What the fuck?
Going into the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame in 2016 is... Steven, it's the big homie. It's Snoop Dogg.
Hey,
made it.
wait, is he like the one? Is he the headlining one?
I mean, the celebrity's never the headliner, but they're like supposed to draw in like outside people.
Cause like I know that Mick Foley came in the same year that Bruno Sammartino got in. It's like you're not headlining over Bruno, you know?
Damn,
Poor
that's
Foley.
devastating.
Poor
That's so
Foley, man.
sad.
Kind of got cucked there.
Foley
I think Eddie. I
wasn't
think
the
something happened to Eddie too.
headliner?
I think something happened to Eddie,
the
where some other
fuck?
bigger guy was like heidlining instead of him.
Well, at least
And you know,
by
Eddie's
that point,
died.
Eddie,
So
yeah,
you know,
was
it's kind
passed
of like
away.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little fucking wild. Wow, I didn't know Mick wasn't a headliner.
They got
But-
cucked by Bruno.
Yeah, who was the headliner in 2016? Was it Sting? Maybe?
Yeah, probably right.
Maybe. I guess we'll find out in like a week's time for our next week of
Oh,
segment.
You think
But-
Miz is headlining? I think he is.
No, Miz can't.
You don't think so?
headline. I was thinking about the fact that a few weeks ago at WrestleMania 39, during that Shane McMahon, Miz, and Snoop Dogg segment,
It was the
Snoop Dogg
cameraman
the
who
only
did the
Hall
spot.
of Famer. Huh?
It was the cameraman who did the spot.
What's
The Snoop Dogg punch. The cameraman yelled at Snoop Dogg, punch him.
Really?
It was the cameraman. Yeah, it was like
That's
footage of the cameraman just
hilarious.
yelling at Snoop Dogg. Punch the shit out of him, man. It's
That's
probably like Vince or
awesome.
something in his headphones, but
Absolutely.
I just think it's funny if the
absolutely.
cameraman just thought on the spot, Snoop, do it right now, Snoop.
Fuck yeah.
It's like there's like a spinach at Snoop Dogg, just takes a bite, just bah.
Fuck
No, just
yeah. Let's
sucker
go.
punches
But
the
again,
Miz.
he was the only Hall of Famer in that ring. Of course he could lay out the Miz. Like, why wouldn't he? So
Are you saying that Miz is not? I think Miz is headlining, dude.
No.
I think so.
No, I just...
Unless
are
it's like
so
Roman
many
Reigns,
other
like he's the
head-
same year as Roman Reigns, then he's not headlining anymore.
He
you
could be
know?
the same year as John Cena, Roman Reigns. I think Kevin Owens would go in above Miz. And
Really?
Miz is like one of my... CM
I feel like
Punk would
Miz
go
is
over
way more
Randy
important.
Orton.
Dude, the Miz had a 5-star match on Raw randomly. Okay, fuck you.
Listen, Roddy Piper is the most comparable to the Miz probably from like history.
Dude,
did Roddy
okay,
Piper headline?
The Miz The Miz had his random 5-star match with Seth Rollins on Monday night. Okay, I don't know. I don't know about you. Just
but
randomly.
again, did Roddy Piper headline? I don't know the answer to that question because if Roddy Piper did, then the Miz can. Okay.
Are you saying the Miz? Okay. Who else could go above him? I know like Randy Orton probably, right?
Randy, John, Edge is already in there. Daniel Bryan's already in there.
They can do Edge and Christian. Just do it again. It's like Edge and Christian, guys. Dominic,
John Cena, Randy Orton,
They'll
Dominic.
probably put Bianca in there, right, as a headliner, like fucking 30 years from now or something.
That's way down the line. Like Bianca
Charlotte
would
probably,
go in
right?
way after Miz. Charlotte could retire soon, but I'm thinking people that are the same age as the Miz. They got to be comparable in like age, Steven. You know, people in their 40s and stuff.
Batista in there.
Batista's in there because that's when he fucking botched his entrance at WrestleMania. I think that was his Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I see.
I think I could be off on that.
Maybe.
Alan Jones, he's gonna headline over the Miz.
You think Cody Rhodes can go in the Hall of Fame, like theoretically?
I hope eventually. Hopefully not for a while though. And again, Miz is a lot.
He's still pretty young, right? Is he like 35 or something?
I think so. Well, I might.
You know
be
what's
older,
crazy?
honestly.
I was listening to the Corey Graves podcast with Cody on it. And it's like when I came to WWE, I thought I would fit in with Dominic. Apparently, we just don't fit in well.
That's so
like
sad.
you just thought like him and Dominic would be like homies, and it's just not the thing with him.
But they're both second
Cody.
generation superstars.
I think that's why I thought I'd fit in with Dominic, but I guess Dominic's just like too much of a zoomer.
Damn.
You know, I was like, hey, Cody, you like memes? He's like, yeah, I like Doge.
That's awesome. And he said, look at these photos of my doggo. And he showed Pharaoh and Dominic just
You like
walked
Zelda,
away.
Dominic?
You probably legitimately asked that question, not even joking. You excited for the new Zelda? Huh?
What? Sorry. Is that like a kid's game? What?
It's just so.
Is Dominic like games?
I've been fucking the same girl since I was 14. That's what he says to Cody.
And
I don't have time for
Ripley.
video games. Exactly.
Good for Dom.
Shouts out
I
to
love
Dominic.
Dom. I want to meet
Already
Dom.
with his
I want to know
girl
what he
for over
does.
a decade.
Does he play video games? He was playing football in high school, I believe, right? Something like that.
Was he? Oh shit.
I think so.
That's
I'm making stuff up. I think he plays Warzone, Call of Duty. That's the game. That's what Gunther plays. I learned the other day. It was really weird hearing Gunther say, "Yes, I play Warzone." It's just so weird to me. I don't know why. I just can't imagine Gunther holding like a PS4 controller and just like playing video games. You know?
His hands
Just
are
this
so
weird
large.
image in my head.
His hands are so large.
Just like I can't imagine almost just watching anime on his phone. Like, how does he watch anime? You know?
Listen, that on his phone is wild. But Steven, these are our current events. We're still in the week of March 30th, 2016, where I have some news that I bet you couldn't believe when it happened.
Yes.
A big return has happened in the wrestling world on the Go Home Raw leading to WrestleMania. Okay?
Oh, these are always like considered the worst, right? Every year. Like, oh, what a bad way to go to WrestleMania.
Not this one, because the crowd live in Madison Square Garden was treated to the melodic sounds of hard-hitting, back-breaking, everybody off their feet. Johnathan Coachman returned to pro wrestling.
Crap. Did the crowd actually go wild for this? I think I would have gone wild for that.
No, I mean, I would
man.
now. If he were to return again, I would fucking lose
I would go wild for John. Well, I think
Okay.
I just love Coachman, you know? Now he's on ESPN just making more money.
Well, that's why it was a big deal here, because he was still with ESPN. He had a big announcement.
Why was he fired again?
From WWE?
The second time. Did he quit?
I think he was just a bad commentator. They replaced him with Renee Young when they did like one of the shakeups.
That's my favorite commentator, Renee Young. I like how like some matches with Renee Young, Michael Cole and Corey Graves just keep talking to each other. Renee would say something, and then just dead silence just after that.
Poor Renee. It was a similar experience for Coachman. He didn't quite fit the mold, but this is still 2 years before he joins commentary. He is just here simply to announce that ESPN, for the first time from forever, is going to be covering WrestleMania.
What? It's not a sport, though.
Well, tell that to Johnathan Coachman. Okay, asshole. Next up, Steven, have you ever made a trip to the New York Stock Exchange?
Yes. The one with the bull with his ball sacks are just like more like clear than the actual body of the bull because people love touching his balls for some reason.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah. Can
No.
you guess who, in anticipation for WrestleMania in Dallas, who was there at the New York Stock Exchange to ring the bell, to usher in the day of stocks and trading?
Baron Corbin.
No, Baron Corbin, I think, hasn't even debuted yet.
Wait,
He's
I
going to
changed my
fight
answer
Austin
then.
Aries at TakeOver in a couple days.
I changed my answer.
Okay.
Wait, what year is this again?
This is 2016, the year of our
Dolph
Lord.
Ziggler.
Steven, I have bad news. It was not Dolph Ziggler.
No.
Okay?
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
he loves
one
stocks.
man who would go into the Hall of Fame below The Miz, actually. So congrats on that.
He's in the same Hall of Fame with The Miz.
The Miz, Zack Ryder, and Dolph Ziggler in the same Hall of Fame would be insane. And John Morrison, throw him in
When
there.
is Zack Ryder
Shit.
coming back? When do you think Zack Ryder's gonna come back? You know?
I was really hoping at the Rumble, man. I don't know.
He
The
is
New
gonna
York
come back
Stock
eventually,
Exchange.
right? I feel like
The
right?
New York Stock Exchange, Steven. Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family rang
in canon, like canon,
were-
canonically, like in
they were-
character, just like yo,
They were in their wrestling outfits.
that's awesome.
Braun
This is
Strowman
awesome.
looked as fucked as ever here. This is before he
God,
braided his hair.
Just imagine going to the New York Stock Exchange, like, oh, I'm gonna look at some stocks today. Oh, yeah. And see this huge, like, 7-foot monster in like a fucking cheap mask, just
But this is
posturing himself
before-
on the stage.
Before he got in shape, Braun Strowman. This is fat fuck Braun Strowman,
Aw.
8 foot tall, hair going
He was
wild.
bulking, okay?
beard.
He was bulking for his muscle mass, all right?
He was. I say fat fuck in the most endearing way possible. He looked great. Like, honestly, he looked awesome.
Like Big Show. Big Show's always bulking. It's weird. Because sometimes Big Show will be like super jacked and ripped. It's crazy when that happens.
Exactly.
Apparently he did like a really good version of Goodfellas at a class he had with Freddie Prinze Jr. I thought that was really
What do you mean a
interesting.
good version of Goodfellas? Goodfellas is a feature-length film.
Oh, like a scene from Goodfellas. He just redid a scene from that movie.
Okay.
And apparently it was like the craziest thing ever. And Freddie Prinze Jr. was like, "Oh, it was so good. I wrote you a promo." And who
That's
knows
so
who that
exciting.
promo was? You know,
Who even knows?
Mr. Freddie Prinze Jr. I want to meet that
God
guy.
rest his soul. You do
Could
want
have
to
met
meet
that
him?
guy. Could have met him. He
That's
didn't.
so sad.
The
I
event got
wanna
canned because
meet
of COVID. I think.
Shaggy instead. I want to meet Matthew
Scream?
Lillard or whatever his name is. Sure.
I seen him like on stage at a
You
panel.
met him.
He went down and hugged a girl. Pretty
Rey
cool.
Mysterio.
Dude, there was
Oh,
a fucking
shit.
guy at the same like convention just asking questions for everybody. And it'd be like the most obnoxious guy ever. It'd be like a Power Ranger, right? Like, I've seen Power Rangers, SPD, and Time Force and Mystic Force. What is your favorite season of Power Rangers? And the actor would be like, I'm gonna watch Power Rangers, dude. I'm an actor. What the fuck?
It's a valid question. I would ask him
My
what
own
their favorite
season?
WrestleMania is.
Right.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr., I know that you wrote some matches for WWE. What was the favorite match that you wrote?
That's a great question. That is actually a
He
very
wouldn't know how to
deep
answer. He doesn't write
question.
matches, you know?
Mhm.
He didn't- So I don't know how to answer.
Uh-huh. That'd be tough.
sorry.
That'd be tough, Steven. Well, Roman Reigns, again, this is a very big media week for WWE. It's WrestleMania season. Roman Reigns made an appearance on Busted Open on Sirius XM. And it was during this interview he caused quite a stir online as he claimed that he doesn't wrestle for 30-year-old men. No, he does not wrestle for 30-year-old men. He wrestles for children. Because WWE programming is for children, not 30-year-old
wrong.
men.
Like, it's not wrong, though.
It's
You know?
not.
Not wrong. It is for children.
Mm-hmm. So, but this was the
It's
first
been for
time
children
he's-
for, like, years now, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, for an extended period of time.
Like, over 10 years now? Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Something like that. And honestly, good on Roman, because even in his current form, where all the 30-year-olds like him, the kids still love him too. They throw up the ones. Hell yeah. So
I
shouts
love
out
this
to
kid.
Roman.
Just throw up the little kids throwing up the ones, ignoring the rest of the fucking show.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I don't know. I've seen like photos of parents bringing their kids to wrestling shows. They always look bored, especially if it's like an
Wrestling's
AEW event where they
boring.
don't know anybody.
Wrestling is boring as shit, Steven. Okay?
Honest.
I don't know how else to communicate that message.
This is like when
It's
Captain
bad.
Marvel said in her interview, I don't I want this movie to reach out more than just 30-year-old white men.
Ooh.
And then all the 30-year-old white men got really mad at her.
Huh. Yeah.
And called her ugly. Like, it's kind of like, they kind of just gaslight themselves to think that Brie Larson was always ugly. Like, crazy.
I don't know what you're saying right now, but now I'm
you know Brie
picturing
Larson?
Roman Reigns has specified race in his statement. And like,
You know
I do
Brie
it for
Larson
the
or
black
no?
children, and it would have been wild if Roman Reigns had made that statement instead. But
I do. Oh my god! He's Samoan, right? Have you seen that one kid who's like a 2-year-old Samoan, but he's like the size of like a man? It's crazy.
No, I don't. I've not.
There's
seen
like a 2-year-old Samoan child. Oh, he's 2 years old. He looks like a child. It's crazy.
Well,
that kid's going to the WWE in a few years, man. Watch. This 2-year-old, 20 years from now, he's going to be in NXT, okay? He's going to be like fucking 7 foot tall or something.
Is he a cousin of The Rock?
I don't know. Maybe. He is Samoan.
Fuck.
Maybe.
Even if he's not, we're going to say he is. You know, we're going to say
every
he's
Samoan's
Zeus.
related to The Rock somehow.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. My favorite Samoan, Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is the headline story for this week of. This man hasn't been relevant since 2011. This is 5 years past his peak. And Zack Ryder has actually scored a major win on Raw over Chris Jericho.
What?
Steven, how
That's the
exciting
one
is
time
that?
he gets over. That's the one time.
Also,
Puts
to
you
be
over.
fair, he won with a roll-up after Chris Jericho beat his ass. It was only because AJ Styles interfered.
See.
But Zack Ryder got the win, baby. Needs that momentum going into Mania.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Hell yeah. So, do you have any other questions about all the ongoings of March 30th, 2016, Steven?
When's spring cleaning?
It's a really sad question to ask. Like, WrestleMania is on the horizon. Night after Mania, Takeover.
Is it during is it after WrestleMania where it happens, or
it's usually
before?
after Mania? Yeah, but like again, like there's more positive lenses with which to view all this. Like next week.
Hey, sometimes it's good for you, know. Help Zack Ryder a lot.
Listen, I'm just saying. I mean, I guess so. You'd probably prefer the paycheck, Steven.
What do you
Next
mean?
week,
I mean, like,
you're gonna have the
does
opportunity.
hot dog handshake shows now.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. Also, he found like a new wife or something. I don't know what's happening.
What?
He has a new girl just slotted into the role that Chelsea had. Steph DeLander.
Oh, I think you meant just like in general.
Oh, no. Like,
I think you meant like in real life. I was like, what?
nah.
Crazy.
Chelsea's still
How did
with it.
Chelsea Green come back? That's insane.
It's a little, like, how is she who they chose? Like, I like Chelsea a lot, but, like, it's just weird. You know?
Like,
you guys
why
released
her, you know?
Yeah. Why not her, Steven? That's my
Remember
question.
when
Why
Triple H came
not?
back in Power and every week would be like a new debut from NXT or return from
Oh,
NXT?
yeah.
that
I like
crazy?
when Bray Wyatt came back and everyone pretended to be his fan. But
So
then
you
Bray
did.
Wyatt. I've always been a massive Bray Wyatt fan. I have T-shirts of Bray Wyatt, Steven.
Oh shit!
Excuse
I
you.
have T-shirts of Austin Theory, so guess
That's kind of cool. I would
Guess
never
what?
question the validity of your fandom. Okay, I know you're an A-Town fan. Okay,
I'm an
Just like
A-Town
you
down
should know
fanboy. I like
that
how
I'm
his gimmick is so generic now. Ever since he lost his phone, poor guy.
That is so.
Or
sad.
Austin Theory lost his gimmick. What does he do now? He's just a dick.
Yeah, I mean that works. You know, it gets the.
I
point
think they should go with the
across.
fuckboy route, you know. But they really can't do it anymore
Shit,
with Logan
no, I
Paul
feel
there.
like he's not the one to. Yeah.
Oh, give it a Dom, you know.
Listen, a faction, a stable of Dom, Logan Paul, and A-Town. Oh my god.
I want to hear the interaction with Logan Paul and Dominic. I want to know how that goes, you know? Like, has anybody been like, yo, Logan, what the fuck was CryptoZoo about? I saw a YouTube video about it, you know? I want to know if anyone's asked him that.
I think you're the
I just
only
wanna-
person you're interested in CryptoZoo, Steven. I have to be
You
honest.
know what that is, right?
It's like his scam, right?
Yeah, it's just scam where you skin like people like
Yeah.
millions of bucks or something.
Listen, he's figuring it out. Okay, we don't talk about
Hey.
old shit.
Hey,
Okay?
Logan, what happened to that forest? Why did you do that forest thing, Logan? That's a good question, man.
Valid questions. Valid
Valid
question. Steven, we need
Yeah.
to talk about the current events, but before we do that, I just want to give you a reminder. Next week, we're gonna recap WrestleMania 32. It is your opportunity
Do I do
to
both
get-
shows?
to get two pay-per-view
Do they count as one show or
predictions.
two show?
What are you talking
Does
about?
it count as 2 pay-per-views or 1 pay-per-view for predictions?
What are you talking about? WrestleMania 32 was 1 night long.
Oh, is it not 2 nights long?
It only started being 2 nights in 2020.
Really?
We're 4 years away. Yes.
That's
It
crazy. I
happened
didn't
because
know
of
that.
COVID. Man.
Honestly, really, really good. Honestly, it's for the better, you know.
New Japan did it first.
Yeah, and you know that
Yeah.
Oz did it first.
Who?
2-part special on Disney Channel. All right,
Oh,
fuck you.
Fuck. Shit.
Yeah, that's what I
Damn.
thought. That's what I thought.
Oh.
That's what I thought. Bitch.
Also, but no, you have an opportunity to not only get 2 perfect pay-per-views in a row, Steven, because you did get the Roadblock pay-per-view predictions 100% correct. You have the chance to get 3 pay-per-views in a row correct, because there's also NXT TakeOver Dallas.
that count?
So, yeah, why not?
Okay, cool.
That was a good show. I liked
Fuck,
it.
that one's gonna be the hard one, man. NXT.
No.
Oh my god, that might be like my worst one.
Listen, think
Is it
about
Triple
it.
H
Just
season yet or no?
prepare for next week. Okay, we got American Alpha versus FTR. We got Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke. Bailey versus Asuka.
Wow.
Joe versus Finn. That might be all the matches.
I don't know who wins that one. I don't know who wins. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who wins.
I don't know
versus
Joe
Finn.
versus Finn either.
I don't know who wins that one.
I remember he came out
I
as
won't do any
Chainsaw Demon. Okay, but you
Isn't
have
that like
time
in
to
Europe?
think it over.
Dude, remember his entrance from this WrestleMania was like the fucking smoke, like a rave dude. It's the rave demon.
Oh,
He had
hell
this
yeah.
purple
Purple
smoke out.
Rave Demon.
Then he got
Badass.
jobbed.
Well, it happens to the best of us. Steven, let's talk about what happened this week in pro wrestling. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Steven!
Yes.
So many events have transpired in the world of professional wrestling over the past
my
7
goodness.
days. This news cycle doesn't stop. We think back on the year we had in 2022. Think about it, Steven. Massive year. Vince McMahon gets ousted from his own company. Cody Rhodes leaves AEW. Cody Rhodes joins WWE. Stone Cold main events WrestleMania. Comes out of retirement. CM Punk wins the AEW World Championship. CM Punk gets injured. CM Punk loses the AEW World Championship. CM Punk wins the AEW World Championship. CM Punk gets injured. CM Punk gets into a fight with the Elite and Kenny Omega, and Larry has his teeth knocked out. A lot happened last year, okay?
I just saw like a gif of Brock giving like a kid like his cowboy hat, his little child, his cowboy hat.
Wow.
Leaving for a second, and then just taking it back like immediately
Oh, what a
after.
fucking dick.
What a fucking heel, dude.
God damn it. He gets me every time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of news, Steven, a lot of CM Punk news. We talked about it last week, but now everyone is like confirmed. Everyone's like, oh, it's certain. CM Punk's coming back to AEW, and they're going to do it because Tony Khan's starting a new 3rd AEW show.
Big thumbnail, red circle, big letters. Return? Question mark.
Return? Question mark. CM Punk
Return?
back? Question mark. CM Punk debuting in Chicago? CM Punk debuting in Wembley? New AEW show starring CM Punk? The AEW roster split? CM Punk at fault?
The worst ones are like CM Punk return? Question mark, question mark, question mark. 50 minute long video.
You realize
Like,
that's
what are they
us,
talking about in those 50
right?
minutes, man? Like, what can you
we've
fucking talk
done
about in that time?
Well, maybe they talk about fucking a man on a bus jerking off and then Lucha Underground for an hour and a half, okay? You ever considered?
No, but man, jerking off a bus is way more like cooler than CM Punk returning. Okay.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
One guy cried just like CM Punk's return. All right, so I'm just saying.
It's a good point. It's a
Saying.
good point.
I'm just saying.
No, you bring up a good point. Steven,
Yeah?
the rumors are that AEW is starting a 3rd show, so it'll be Dynamite, Rampage, and then also some other one that's going to be back on TNT on Saturday nights. It's going to be a 2-hour show, and the thought is there should be a brand split. How do you feel about all that?
You know, people always turn on the brand split after it happens. I feel like
No, I never have. I love
because
brand
like
splits.
people are like, well, I think it's like when they start like crossing over shows. It's like, oh, well, what's the point of the
Yes.
brand split now?
But that's not me shitting on the brand split. That's me shitting on them not keeping the integrity of the brand split. It's the opposite of what you said.
I just saw a photo of Cody, MOK, and Bobby Fish together.
I'm glad Bobby Fish was there with MLK and Cody. Man,
This is awesome. I love
That
this.
is
This
great
is wrestling.
hell?
I love Bobby Fish so much.
Yeah, it is. Steven, you didn't even respond to my text message yesterday about my photo with Johnny Gargano.
Oh yeah, I was, and I just fell asleep. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What the fuck, you asshole! I said,
Here,
Steven, I have a photo with Johnny Gargano.
You can tell it's a JC text because it's always well written, like an essay. You know, you use Grammarly for it. Very do appreciate it.
I do have Grammarly enabled on my iPhone. You're so right.
It's a picture of JC next to Gargano, but he sent it twice.
No,
Holy
I didn't.
shit!
You just have a bad phone.
I just remembered this exists. I'm also remembering I shook Ciampa's hand, but Johnny's didn't offer to shake mine. And then he asked me why I didn't shake his hand. What the fuck?
You're bastardizing my
and
message.
then I awkwardly did.
Okay, listen. I completely forgot. We shit talked Johnny Gargano so much.
Photo of Johnny with JC.
Thank you so much for showing.
Oh my gosh, dude! You're fucking. How tall is Johnny? What the fuck?
I know.
Are we burying Johnny with this picture?
I know. I'm like a whole inch at least taller than Johnny.
I think I'm like the perfect guy to be in pictures with wrestlers. You know, like I think I'm the perfect size. You know, I'm next to Diva. It's fine. You know,
well,
I make Rhea Ripley look bigger. It's fine. Next to Johnny Gargano, it's fine. You know, looks fine. Looks fine.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it makes sense. It makes sense. No, I did. I am taller than Johnny Gargano in that photo. I forgot I had it though. And then when I saw the
Weren't you,
photo,
like 16 in that photo too.
Yeah, I was like 16, 17. This memory rushed back to me, Steven, because I met
It's
DIY.
like That's So Raven flashback. It's like
it was, and I'm there at WrestleMania Access in like Orlando or some shit. DIY is there, and they have like no line, so I'm like, oh shit, Dad, let's get a photo with DIY. And then my dad was like, I'm good, but you can. I was like, okay.
Yeah, fuck those vanilla midgets.
And so
It's such a weird thing to say. Like, hey, Dad, we should meet DIY. No.
We
So random.
Roderick Strong instead, who we also got a photo with.
Did he have a line?
No. No.
Dang, wasn't he like a big signing? Apparently.
Guys, I got a photo with Sami Zayn as well. I forgot about that one too.
That one's worth a lot of money now.
Hell yeah, so
Did
much
you make him sign
money.
like boxes of Funko Pops?
No, this was when he was like injured and no one really.
Dude, I
liked
saw a
him, so
video
he
of,
barely
like-
had a line.
A video of Kevin Owens signing like and Alexa Bliss signing like autographs for a guy for like eBay. They like they like have boxes and they just like, all right, sign this please. Sign this please. This please. And they always look so defeated too. But my favorite one was the Kevin Owens video because after Kevin Owens signed the box, the guy said, "Oh, I love AEW by the way. I watch it all the time."
That's funny.
Like, okay.
It's like him being a dick. That's awesome.
Okay.
Steven, when
Yeah.
I met DIY, I walked up the stairs onto the stage with them, and Ciampa extended his hand for me to shake it, and I shook it. And then I took the photo, and I was about to leave, and then Johnny Gargano stopped me, and he was like, "Oh, you're not gonna shake my hand?"
Oh my
And I
gosh,
was like, "Oh."
he thought you were like a child, you know, making his day. Like he thought you're like one of those 2-year-olds on Raw that get like
I
gifted like
guess.
sunglasses, you know.
And then he stuck out his hand for me to shake, and I shook it. It was like, "Oh."
Wait. So like at the table, it's like, wait a minute, where's my handshake?
Exactly.
It's like the where's my hug guy, you know? Like, hey girl, where's my hug? Where's my hug at? Well, Johnny Gargano, it's hey man, where's my handshake?
He really wanted to touch my hand.
And hot dog.
Man. He really wanted to touch my hand and hot dog.
Give him like
So
trauma, you
right.
know? Like, oh shit. No, this reminds me of the old days. I hate this.
Why?
Poor Johnny.
You're saying I
At
should
least-
have pretended to have a trauma, like
No, you give him
flashback.
trauma. You give
Oh.
Mr. Gargano trauma with the handshake
Okay,
and hot dogs.
he's having a flashback to his days on the Indies.
That's such a weird
okay.
thing. Maybe it's because Wait, so like, did you offer Gargano first? Like, just put your hand out?
No,
And just,
I'm
like,
telling. I wouldn't have
no-showed you, or,
shook
like-
either of their hands. I would have been like, "Oh, hey," and then taken the picture. Okay,
Uh-huh.
because there was no table. This was not an autograph signing.
Were they
This
just
was for
standing?
just a photo. Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
And so Ciampa extended his hand. I shook it, and then Johnny didn't extend his, so I just got in the middle of them. We took the photo, and they were like talking.
It's like
and
the
then-
job fair. When the guy put his hand out to reach for the flyers, and I thought he was trying to shake my hand, so I put my hand out and just fucking like bloop. Yeah, I didn't offer. I didn't apply for that job because
No,
of
I
that.
get it. I get it. Steven,
Yeah.
we have to talk about the biggest headline from the world of wrestling this week. That is that one of
Yes.
our boys, the man that we had personally predicted and vouched for
The
walking
guy
out
we
of
always talk about
WrestleMania.
somehow. I don't know why. Like, who else talks about this guy, you know? I feel like we talk about him way too much in the past, like, 2 episodes than he's ever been, ever.
Well, we sincerely believed he was going to leave WrestleMania 39 as the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Ted DiBiase Jr. is facing federal charges for appropriating millions of dollars meant for welfare. That also means Ted DiBiase Jr. lied about money going to, like, single, like, parent homes and stuff. And I think, allegedly, he pled not guilty, so he's saying he didn't do this shit, right?
There's a video of him leaving court. It's pretty funny.
See that.
This is different now.
Like, oh, do you have anything to say, Ted? And he's like, Ted does not. He talks in the third person, which is cool.
Teddy does not do that.
Why does he sound like Johnny Ace? That's my question. I don't know either.
I like that they use like his wrestling picture for his mugshot. He just looks so different.
I didn't realize he was so
Wires
old,
fraud
man.
6 times, conspiracy 1 time, money laundering 4 times.
Messed up. It says his max punishment could be like 80 to 120 years in prison, which is kind of
prison
wild.
Ted. Living up to the gimmick,
Ted.
brother.
I can't imagine he gets anywhere near 80 years, right?
He's rich, right?
That'd be wild.
Or I don't know if he's rich anymore.
Well, the money he has doesn't belong to him, apparently. It belongs to a bunch of families that need welfare, is my understanding.
That's like celebrities and just like stealing money from fraud.
Well, I don't know if I would call Ted DiBiase Jr. in his current form a celebrity.
I mean, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers, the first one, committed a bunch of fraud during COVID.
What?
Cool.
Not fraud during COVID. That's so sad.
That's why he isn't in the new Netflix special.
Oh,
That's
man.
sad.
Have you ever committed fraud?
When you steal stuff at work, is that considered fraud? Like
No, I
a
think that's
little
just
fry
theft.
from the oven.
You stole a what from the oven?
Like a little fry, a French fry, you know.
You stole a single
Fryers.
French fry from your work oven.
Dude, okay, but like some retail like managers are so fucking anal about just like you just taking food that's gonna get thrown away.
Oh,
it's like-
yeah. Because, like,
They're
again, I
just so
mentioned that
fucking
my
weird.
girlfriend, who looks like Paige, she works at that cafe, and they do, when they wrap up, like, there's a bunch of shit that's just gonna get thrown out, and they're not allowed to take it home.
Cause like I get why they don't give it to the homeless, right? Because like, oh, they could sue you if they get sick or whatever, right? Like that makes sense, I
Really?
guess.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's happened in Las Vegas. That's why they can't do it in Las Vegas anymore.
Damn. My sister
But it's like,
worked at
it's like-
Einstein Bros Bagels, and she would give it to the homeless. She probably killed some
Like,
people.
it's like, you know, like, what the fuck? Like, like we're just gonna throw away food and I just can't have I can't get rewarded for my fucking actions, you know? Like what?
It's sad. It's
It's
sad.
it's so lame. And some of them get like super fucking anal about it. Like, they'll write you up, you know. Just get all. I think it's cause like a lot of retail managers get promoted and get like no training. I think that's why a lot of them are just kind of like dicks.
I feel like they probably
No.
do get training, and that's why they're like, oh, we can't make exceptions, because then people start, you know, stealing food that's not
Dude, I
going
worked
bad.
when I was working at the Six Flags amusement park chain, right? I remember this one girl I was working with. She was like 15. I was like, "Hey, go on your lunch break." She's like, "Oh, okay, I'll go on my lunch break." And she just stood there, right? Like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, why don't you go to your lunch room, right?" Like, "Oh, I didn't bring lunch today." Like, "Oh, okay, you can go buy lunch at the lunchroom." Like, "Oh, I don't have any money right now. My mom takes all my money from this job."
Poor girl.
It's like, I was just in my head. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Did you buy her any
What?
food?
No, I just gave her like a burger from the
Oh,
job
thank
that I stole.
God. I was
I
about to
stole
say.
a burger from my job to feed this girl.
Fuck.
Honestly, I don't know. I give a lot of my employees food for free. I don't really care about the company enough to like, you know, be like, "Oh, all right, you gotta pay for it," you know. Like,
Well, yeah, no. If it has no
Don't care.
effect on you and you can give it to them for free, you better fucking do it. If you're buying
Yeah.
homeless people $20 worth of clothes, okay?
yeah, exactly. No, it was
Yeah.
15. Not even clothes, just undergarments. All right.
Those are clothes. You're clothing yourself with undergarments.
I should have gotten the thermal pants.
You should.
That's what I should have done. They're on sale.
Sorry, man.
This is interesting. I
I understand.
weird place. Weird place.
No,
A
I
lot of
understand.
groomers there.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I can say that or not. A lot of
Oh,
rats
wow,
too.
I wouldn't.
That I tell
Um,
them, like, "Hey, I'm
Well,
scared of the
listen,
rats."
Steven,
and they just-
AEW
they
is
just
also
don't.
an interesting place. They might have a new signing on their horizons, as TK has said publicly that he's keeping his eye on WWE Hall of Famer, I think, Bill Goldberg. That's right.
My gosh.
Mm-hmm.
How's that gonna go?
Well, not great, as MJF has already tweeted and then deleted a tweet that said, quote, "I'd beat the living shit out of that roided up Jew."
I don't think. I mean, he's Jewish, right? Or is that his gimmick?
He is Jewish? Extremely Jewish. What the fuck? He's living the gimmick. If so, holy shit.
Living the gimmick. Being Jewish.
Yeah.
Imagine if Shawn Michaels was a gimmick. Like, he's not actually Christian. He's just playing the gimmick.
Oh, fuck. Damn it.
Being Christian.
Except that's actually people all like accused him for years of like faking his Christianity. What the hell?
That's awesome.
I think Brett accused him of that. Yeah.
Man, Brett is so weird. His whole life is just shitting on Shawn Michaels or like Goldberg, and that's his whole personality now.
I get it.
And making TikToks of his granddaughter, which I guess is pretty cool.
How old's his granddaughter?
No, probably like 5 or something.
5
of his kid. Yeah, kids are young, dude. On TikTok.
He should have a way older grandkid because Bret Hart could be our grandpa. Like what?
Yeah. Well, remember, some people don't give birth that late, or maybe sooner.
Bret Hart was fucking.
No, I meant his children can, you know.
Oh yeah, I don't know what they were doing. So, yeah, how do you feel about Goldberg maybe going to AEW?
What do you win the titles
for that Punk Goldberg match where both men leave injured? To the point of no return.
Does he just bury your entire roster?
He Matanzas it? Shit.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What does he do? There's just so many people on the roster, you know? What the fuck?
They'll have him on Elevation, beating up everyone for a few weeks, Keith Lee style.
Oh, probably fucking like, MJF, I'm gonna beat you! And then MJF wins or something. And then Goldberg does nothing. Like,
no,
like
honestly,
Rusev.
I bet they would do like some Wardlow shit with Goldberg.
Oh, they lose. Goldberg wins the title and then loses it the next week. Yeah.
Literally, you saw that, right? Wardlow won the title again from Powerhouse.
Dude, legit. I was like, fuck, man, really? I don't know. Like, I usually don't get mad about wrestling results. Like, I usually don't really care that much. I don't know. This one's like, why? Like, what do they gain from this? You know, it made Hobbs look weaker too.
I know.
I don't know. Hobbs is my boy. You know, Hobbs is awesome. Okay, I love big meaty men.
Sonic
okay.
ring.
I love big, meaty wrestlers. That's my thing, okay? Yeah. I don't fucking care about flippy dudes, okay? I want my big, meaty boys who can slap their chest. And you can hear it, you know, pounding like pure muscle mass. All right?
Wardlow so strenuous. Enough for you? You fickle little bitch. Okay.
Powerhouse Hobbs, dude, is so fucking meaty. Oh my goodness. No, that guy's chest is insane, dude. Oh my god. Jealous.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Well, Steven, if you're excited about big, meaty men, I have some great news for you. There is some new WWE programming coming soon to the USA Network. The current working title for the show is called WWE Tall vs. Small. Any guesses on what Tall vs. Small is?
The Kevin Nash show? What? Kevin Nash is burying people?
I don't think that's it. I don't think it's kayfabe commentaries. It's actually going to be a superstar versus child trivia show. So think, are you smarter than a 5th grader, but just wrestlers, I guess?
But they already did that. Twice.
Well, that was one wrestler, right? John Cena?
Well, they had John Cena host, and they had one episode of The Miz fought John Morrison.
Oh,
are you smarter than a 5th? One of those 2 episodes.
Awesome. But yeah, that, but also, is the trivia like general knowledge or wrestling knowledge?
Oof.
Like,
hey kid, what title did Hulk Hogan win at WrestleMania 3?
That's a great question.
Good question.
The WWE title. What do you mean? Like, if a kid answered anything aside from that, I'd be so what?
The kid's like, that title did not exist yet. That answer is NA.
So true, so true.
Good for that kid. I hope one of the questions like, what movie did Kevin Nash star in 1996?
What movie would that be?
Ninja Turtles 2.
Oh shit! You know your trivia. You could kill it on WWE Tall vs. Small.
Yeah, I could probably fit in.
Yeah, put on
like,
some
yo,
makeup,
my name is Steven. I go to I go to UC.
I go to Garcia Middle School. That's so sick, Steven. You
cool,
could kill it. Absolutely, absolutely. Also, Steven, Tony Khan is still out there making the rounds in the media. Okay, telling everyone he's looking at Goldberg. He's also telling
looking at him. Looks kind of strenuous right now, dude. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. He said that Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker will never be friends and that they will never get along, and everyone just has to kind of accept that.
Okay.
It's a wild statement, you know.
Brett. It's like Brett and Sean and Goldberg. You know, it's like whatever.
Why are you throwing Goldberg in there? Goldberg is not the classic rivalry. It's definitely.
Doesn't Brett hate Goldberg
Sean.
or something? I thought.
What? Well, you're like,
Doesn't
yeah,
Brett always,
Goldberg
like, shoot on
ended
Goldberg?
Brett's career in WCW, but the most famous like rivalry ever is Sean versus Brett.
No. Actually,
name a bigger rivalry. Stone Cold and Rock.
Hulk Hogan and Gawker.
Oh fuck, the Peter Thiel and versus what is the name? I used to know the name of the man who ran Gawker. I don't remember it now. But actually, one of my professors in journalism school, she was the older roommate of the one who published the article of Hulk Hogan's sex tapes. That's cool, you know, big connection for me. She gave me my only A- in college.
That's so sad. For you, man. Did you cry about it? It's like, oh man. Some people get fucking super mad when they don't get A's in college. I think it's like they grow up getting A's all the time. So it's like, oh man, this rustles my jimmies, you know?
My jimmies were rustled because I had no indication I wasn't getting an A. But in the last day, she was like, my classroom citizenship wasn't high enough to get an A.
What does that mean?
I didn't talk enough.
Dude, A-minuses are such... Dude, A- is like the most cuck thing ever. By the way, I hate A- so much. Like, you get a 91 average. Oops, sorry, you didn't get 93. Here, you don't get the 4.0 anymore. You get 3.67 actually. It's like, what did I do to deserve this? It's so stupid. Like, what? Why do A-minuses exist?
The class was journalism ethics. I killed it. Okay, it was simple. System. Whatever.
It's like my politics teacher.
Gallagher.
I hated my politics class, dude. That shit was so stupid. It was like 4 exams. His entire lecture was like, all right, kids, let's talk about politics. And then just talk about actual politics that happened, but like not government stuff. We don't know anything about like the government being formed. It's like, how do you feel about airports banning Chick-fil-A? It's like, what the fuck? I'm not learning shit from this class.
Good question.
And this fucking, I did the extra credit. He gave me a fucking 5 on the paper. It's like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Bitch. A 5 out of what?
100.
Oh no.
It's extra credit, dude. What the fuck? Why are you grading so harshly? It's not fucking English.
How'd you do so bad?
I don't know. I think the fucking grader just really fucking hated my essay or something. I was talking about like Reaganomics, I think.
If you get 5 out of 100 on extra credit, that should deduct points from your whatever.
But like, it's extra credit. Like, why are you fucking grading so harshly? I don't understand.
You probably did a shit ass essay or misunderstood.
No, this is like legit the only essay that I got really bad grade on. Every other essay I have is like.
Do you still have
usually like above? No, I don't.
Fuck.
I probably lost my Google Doc or something.
To run
that's probably something really.
That's
probably just something really bad. I just Googled or something. That's what I assume.
So you cheated.
But no, it's using my resources.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah.
I
like it. It's like no wait. If I Google, is it cheating? Yes, but if I use the library, is that cheating? No.
Good point. Well, no, like if you Google an essay and you copy and paste it, that is without a doubt cheating. However,
people do that unironically, just like crazy to me.
I know, they're idiots. Like, there's so many measures in place to catch you, Steven.
There's literally like stuff that can like make you reword essays to not get catched. I learned from my supervisor at work. Like, oh, I just hire some guy from England to do my English essays, and then I just put in a machine to reword it.
Like, it makes sense.
Cool,
you
man.
never want to be catched doing that. You're so right, Steven.
Awesome. Thank you for telling this information.
Yes.
Thick.
Steven, Fandango did an interview a couple weeks ago. Okay? Maybe it was this week, honestly. And it was pretty comprehensive. They were saying, yo, Johnny Curtis, tell us about your life. And Johnny Curtis did just that. Fandango said that when he was first presented with the whole ballroom dancer gimmick, it wasn't a ballroom dancer at first. At first, they wanted him to be a male stripper.
Exactly, so, I got it.
Do you know what they did to teach him how to be a male stripper wrestler?
Pole dance. Watch
No,
Shawn
they
Michaels
didn't.
tapes.
No, that's not what they did either. No, they didn't show him the Shawn and Sonny tapes. They actually sent him to a Colombian stripper in Miami for weeks on end, every night, to learn how to strip.
Just a private stripper?
A private
Just hired one for him?
female stripper, like a Colombian lady stripper.
Oh, I thought it was like a gay stripper.
No.
I thought.
No,
Okay.
no, Colombian lady stripper in Miami.
I feel like a gay stripper would be something Vince would do, you know? You're like, yo, yeah, you gotta follow what this guy does.
Hell
Oh, okay,
yeah,
man.
I mean, honestly,
Guess I
that'd be
will
pretty
now.
cool. Maybe it was a male. But then after like months of that, Vince called him up and was like, "Hey, actually, we want
We're
you to do
PG.
ballroom dancing."
I just learned we're PG now.
And so they moved him from Miami to Dallas and put him in classical dance school.
Is it not in Miami?
No, apparently none in Miami. So
Why? Is
I
dance
don't,
really big in Miami?
I have no clue. But they sent him to like a very prestigious like school and everything.
Was there a prestigious like stripper that they got?
The Colombian of Miami? I can't imagine so.
What an upgrade. You went from generic stripper to like some fucking academy for dancing. That's crazy.
Listen, if you're a 20-something Fandango, you probably love hanging out with the
I mean,
Colombian
that was
stripper every
Sean's
night.
gimmick, right? Being a stripper. So like, honestly,
No,
connect
he
the
was a
dots.
sexy
You're the next Shawn
boy.
Michaels, you know?
Sexy
Was he not a stripper at first?
boy. I don't know. Apparently, the gimmick for the stripper though was supposed to go to Tyler Rex, and Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins pitched it and was like, "Whoa, yo, what if Tyler Rex and I are strippers?" And
It's like a
Vince was
joke.
like, "I love
It's
it."
like a joke pitch.
No, it's like, I mean, I think they just were doing nothing. So Kurt Hawkins was like, "Let me do something," but then the idea got approved, and Tyler Rex was like, "I don't want to do this. I feel uncomfortable."
Never
And
asked to
then-
consent for their tag team partner.
Yeah, they quit
Aw.
the company, and then they were like, "Well,
Is that
"You
why
gotta
they
find
quit?
someone, Kurt."
I thought they got fired.
Oh, they asked for their release apparently, and then
Oh.
Kurt Hawkins was left with no one, high and dry with the stripper gimmick. He approaches Johnny Curtis. He's like, "Johnny Curtis, I need a stripper." Johnny Curtis is like, "Sure," and then
Yeah,
Vince
man.
sees them, and he's like, "Actually, I just want you as the stripper." And he got rid of Kurt Hawkins. That was his idea. Now it's just Fandango as a stripper.
Cucked for no reason.
He did. He got cucked out of his own idea because of Tyler Rex and Vince.
I like that one match where Fandango started fingering someone's butthole. Like during the pin or something. It was kind of crazy.
I don't know
It was
what
like on
you're talking
Superstars or
about.
something.
Whoa. That's
I think it's like the signal, like, "Hey, are you okay, man?" But it's like you're just like moving your finger, just like on their bunghole, just like doing like the motion, you know?
It's like when
Crazy.
someone's like, to check, like if you're a paramedic, like an emergency responder, to check if someone's paralyzed, you stick your finger in their ass to see if they respond. That's real. That's what they're doing.
That's awesome. It's
crazy.
like when people sue others for breaking the rib cages, or doing the hamlock on them.
The hamlock?
Yeah.
What's the hamlock?
Because it requires you breaking their rib cage, right? Like when you're choking on food. Some people get saved, like, "Oh shit, thanks for saving me.
The
I'm gonna
Heimlich.
sue you." Oh, is that what it's called? The Heimlich?
Yes, I was so confused. The
It's
hamlock
not-
works.
The
though.
hamlock is fucking Otis's finisher of like the fucking master lock or whatever. They're calling it the fucking hamlock or something.
Fuck yeah, it's badass. Steven, last bit of news that I was able to find. WWE apparently has a big draft on the horizon to split up the brands once more. And there are rumors. Very, very heavy
I really
rumors.
did time this with our week of, huh?
We did. We so did. Heavy rumors about who the NXT call-ups will be. It's always a big deal when call-ups get brought up from NXT, Steven. A little bit bigger of a deal 5-6 years ago, but we make do. We live.
We had one already this year, or last year, I guess, halfway through. With
We
just
had
random
one?
NXT returns.
Oh yeah, true.
Where are
Well,
they
apparently
now?
There were a whole bunch of people that were supposed to debut at the Raw after Mania that they didn't because they're saving them for the draft. Okay?
It's fair, I feel like, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's okay.
Do you know who the big names are they've been saving to shock the world?
Pretty deadly.
No, I wish.
What?
Ilya Dragunov and Trevor Lee.
Dragunov is going to Imperium. That's what's gonna happen.
I would
poor guy.
imagine, or at least gonna be involved with like Butch or something. Yeah.
Hey, Butch, remember when you were Pete Dunne? Oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So yeah, I can't wait for the draft because we'll get to see Trevor Lee and Ilya Dragunov.
Who's Trevor Lee again?
Awesome. He's the Carolina caveman. Used to be friends with Andrew Everett. Trained with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, Rich. Oh yeah.
Ted DiBiase's new son.
What if he gets super over and becomes like the next Sami Zayn, like 5 years from now?
I mean, good for him, but like shit.
Money, money.
Money talks.
Do we really need more debuts? I feel like Raw is super stacked right now, you know, and SmackDown. Well, maybe not SmackDown.
Damn, what the fuck?
Actually, it's just Gunther, right? It's just
I honestly
Gunther and
didn't
Roman,
know
right?
the brands were separated. I have to be
Really?
so honest. Yeah.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Do you think that a girl to like Judgment Day or something?
They already have one.
A man, another man, a jobber.
They have
the team.
a lot of those. They could put.
Has Judgment Day ever won anything?
Steven, we don't talk about that shit. Okay, Rio won the title at Mania, so Bite Your Tongue won. But also,
Okay.
Even if they didn't win that, they're still cool. I think what could really take them to the next level, is fucking. Oh my God, what's his name? Joe Gacy. I think Joe Gacy could really elevate Judgment
Rock's
Day.
daughter.
The Rock's, yeah. Zach Gibson with his weird eye and wanting his release. I think he could do great. James Drake will leave him in NXT. I see him as like a future champ down there.
Yeah, we can get Giovanni in there. You know, Giovanni Vinci. He's Imperium for
shit,
Judgment Day.
Day? Let's go. Could we swipe up anyone else? Maybe Dana Brooke. We'll throw her in there. She hasn't done anything in a while.
Oh, she's on the company. What does she do?
I don't know. Tozawa too, honestly. He could benefit.
Well, Tozawa's like comedy, man. He's just what R-Truth did. But I guess it's funny because he speaks English or something.
I guess so.
He can speak pretty well English, I think. I don't know how his English is.
I don't think it's that pristine. I think he does have like a pretty thick accent. Yeah. I don't know though. I haven't been doing much talking.
I like how he was the only cruiserweight to get over because of his entrance. Like no reason. He's the only one to get over. It's so silly.
Excuse you, didn't Neville get over? Didn't Mustafa Ali get over? Didn't Cedric Alexander get over? Bite your tongue.
Bite your
Steven,
tongue.
Do you have any news stories for me this week, or are we about good to wrap up this episode of Following Lucha?
TNA wrestler Raka Khan is gonna sue for $3 billion. Suing everybody in WWE and TNA. Yeah.
Who is that?
There's a mass conspiracy against her regarding her 2019 changes of interference with child custody and aggravated kidnapping facilitate. She essentially believes she's being railroaded slowly in court, and the threat of 2 years in jail is affecting her life and career. And she's suing the state of Texas, the El Paso Child Protective Service, the FBI, the Las Cruces, New Mexico Police Department.
New Mexico? I was about to say, what the fuck?
The NYPD. What the fuck?
Okay.
Everybody. What
all
the fuck?
over. This is
holy shit. Worldwide, baby. No, this is more, by the way. This is like not even the whole list.
Wow.
I want to have the second line, dude, okay?
Who is
the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, New York ACS, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Shirley Police Department, Sigma Phi Epsilon, Simcoe County, NY, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, The Miz and Maurice, Eve Miller, Nikki Bella, Chris Benoit, quotation marks dead, Mark Jedrick, Panda Energy, the now defunct company that owned TNA, Bank of a Home Depot, Florida Championship Wrestling, Steve Kern, the NWA, Billy Corgan, Deep South Wrestling, Bank of America, Michael Jordan, several universities, Jim Cornette, Mick Foley, New York Area Energy Company, Con Edison, and more.
Con Ed is only in New York?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought that was like all over the country.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck this this TNA wrestler is. I just think it's fucking crazy she's doing this $3 billion lawsuit.
I think it's crazy they're willing to list out every fucking fraternity and sorority, but not the universities that she's suing.
No, they put several universities. I think they didn't list them all.
That's what I mean. Like, why would you list all the frats but not the colleges?
I think my favorite one is Chris Benoit, parentheses, dead. It's just so
good.
weird. How do you sue Chris Benoit? He's dead. I don't get it.
This poor son just has to deal with this shit.
Poor David, man.
No, I think The Miz was the biggest curveball for me. I have to be
Why
honest.
Home Depot? What the fuck?
Listen, we gotta be careful, Steven. We might be next on the list. We want to choose our words carefully when we
apparently
express our full support.
On her Instagram, she made an update with the captions that she thought the judge was trying to traffic her for unknown reasons.
Okay, so
and she claimed that some mass shootings at Walmart a couple years ago were some kind of false flag, so Beto Aurora could call for taking people's guns away.
I feel like we're bringing attention to a person that doesn't need attention on them right now. They need
the joke has gone too far. It is no longer funny.
Figure everything out.
Well, you know what is pretty funny? It's time to play. Is this wrestling?
Fuck, I forgot
or
about
anime? You excited?
Yeah.
All right, I got one for you.
Okay, just to recap what the segment is, Steven. Hit us with it.
All right, this is a segment where I describe a scenario, and JC must decide if it's wrestling or anime.
And we only get one of these a week.
I know. Okay. You gotta make it last, you know? You gotta make it count, man.
Yeah, I'll let you
gotta be like those TikToks where it takes 30 seconds to think of like 4 + 4, you know?
Exactly.
A guy and his son fight off a cult leader and his following. The dad finally fights the cult leader in the end, but gets his eye taken out.
You think I'm stupid? You think I'm a dumb
stupid?
bitch? Okay? Do you know who you're messing with, Steven? That's from an era of wrestling I didn't even watch. Okay? You are talking about when Rey Mysterio had his eye removed at SummerSlam 2020.
2020.
Yeah, against Seth Rollins, Buddy Matthews, and fucking whoever else was there.
Austin Theory? I don't know.
Yeah.
AOP? I don't know. One of them.
Sure. Oh, fuck, I forgot about AOP. So, no.
Why were they a thing? What the fuck?
Segment
I'm putting AOP next time, dude. Okay, you want to see it. You won't see the AOP one coming, okay?
I actually won't. I won't see the AOP storyline. Two brothers led by a wise old man. Like, I don't
Two brothers!
know.
They beat 2 vanilla midgets. Yeah. That was City. You got it right. We'll see next week if you can get it right. Who knows? Maybe it'll be harder next week. Maybe it'll be easier.
Yeah.
I just did it off the top of my head when I wrote them like a week ago. So
that's not off the top of your head if you did them a week ago, but
yeah, when I did them a week ago, it was off the top of my head. I was in the spot.
I know, but time has passed since, so it's no longer off the top of your head.
So they're on the top of my head at the time.
God.
Messed up, dude. It's messed up.
We'll be back
anyways
next week with more Following Lucha, guys. Shout out to Dominic. Shout out to that wrestler suing everyone. We'll be back next week.
Why Home Depot? What the fuck?